Dungeons and Dragons.
And junk drawer.
Hello.
No.
Hello.
Now. The video wasn't done yet.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back.
To meet new people.
So, we are back with another episode of Dungeons and Dragons.
And junk drawer.
Junk drawer. Ding. Justin is the actual ding. I bet you guys didn't know that.
Fun fact.
I didn't warm up.
We are back with another episode this week. Jumping in to some announcements. We're going to lead it off tonight with Dr. Tapatio himself,
Holy shit.
Justin Velas.
That's me.
Did I
How
say
did
that
you know
right?
I got my
Velas?
doctorate?
That's a great nickname.
Dr.
Dr.
Tapatio?
That's your Halloween costume for next year.
It's just me with a
Dressed as
mustache and a
Tapatio guy
sombrero.
with
No, you have
Yeah, but
syringes full of hot sauce.
I have a PhD in delicioso. Yeah. So I would like to do my usual shout outs. First and foremost, Roll20. Roll20, thank you for being such an awesome online platform that has allowed us to make the show for about a year, despite us being so far apart and before the pandemic.
Thanks, Josh.
You've always been there. Also, thank you, COVID. I also want to shout out friends of the show, Mythic Portal Games, Printable Heroes, Kev's Lounge, David Hemingway. David, I need you to DM me back. What did you think of the pictures? Zare Gestures Artist Shop, Kezia Suarez Art, A2 Alley Art, Nikki Artsicle. We have so many art friends.
We do have a lot of art friends.
I'd also like to shout out Forever 21 for having a dope-ass Tapatio shirt that I definitely, if I wore in middle school, I wouldn't have gotten beaten up. And also, guys, I have a new sponsor. This is really exciting. Are you guys ready?
Can't wait.
It's Mickey's Fine Malt Liqueur. This is my second grenade that I will be drinking live on air. And if I get bored with this story, I mean, I have campaign 3 already ready. So
He doesn't.
I do.
A meteor
Don't
comes
test
and you all die.
Don't test me.
Next, campaign 3.
Can you explain how the meteor came?
Oh,
Space shit, dog.
very loud and very intense.
I can
Is it
explain
white?
it exactly. Roll 3d6.
Roll
Do that
3d6,
5
but
more
also
times.
go. Sorry, back to you, Pat.
Thanks.
You're
so
welcome.
happy to be here.
Yeah, man.
Up next, we have our original art smith. First time, long time. Carlos.
That's me.
That is
Hi.
you.
I don't really have much to shout out, honestly. I'm gonna shout out my work. Why not? Since you give me monies and help me pay for my bills. So thank you,
Woo!
work.
Work money
Back to you,
stuff.
Pat.
Yeah, back to me. Up next, Mike Spillane. I don't have anything
Hey.
witty to say this time, buddy. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You gave me a cool shout out last week, and I was all like, whoa.
I don't even
Honored.
remember, but yeah, I did.
He came in his pants.
Sounded good in my head. I remember that much. So first, follow us on Instagram at the Junk Drawer Show. That's pretty much it. I actually do have a shout out this week. You guys obviously all know me relatively well. You guys know that I'm a huge soccer fan. So shout out I'm going to be giving this week to PSG and Istanbul Başakşehir. They played in the Champions League game today, and one of their coaches, Pierre Webo, was subject to racial abuse. And I want to give credit to both teams because of that happening, they both walked off the field. Some things are bigger than sports and bigger than other things going on. So credit to them for actually taking a stand and saying fuck you to that racist referee who used a term that should not have been used. Yeah, credit to them because that kind of stuff doesn't happen as often as it should because that kind of stuff shouldn't be happening in general. So.
Hell yeah. Preach. Back to me. Because, priorities. Up next, we have Josh Delgado breaking it down. Diggity down. Down,
hey.
down.
I didn't see you there. I was just here reading my chemical. Oh, fuck. That was the worst time to have whiskey stuck in my throat. God damn. Well, that bit's dead. All right, so I got a list of shout outs too, because everyone else did. So first, I'm going to give a big old shout out to George Russell, Williams driver in Formula One. He raced for Mercedes, and they fucked him. He was in first the entire race and then fell back down to 13th or 15th or something. You're great. Fuck you, Lewis Hamilton, but I love you also.
I was ready for you to say God. Like, when you said first, I was like, he's going to say God.
First, I want to thank the Lord Jesus Christ.
Just kidding. Hail Satan.
Just
Bless
kidding.
down.
Bless down, guys. Second, I want to shout out Kirkland's 7-year aged bourbon. You're $30 and you taste like you're 45. Thank you, Kirkland.
Hot, I
Yeah.
think.
Oh, and then the last thing, of course. Do you want to say it with me, guys?
I would love to.
Okay, we're gonna
Count
3, 2, 1.
I hope
Fuck
you're having a
you,
really nice day,
Donovan.
Oh.
But Andrea, you're cool. Back to you, Pat.
Yeah, Andrea.
That's his fiance.
Don't listen to Donovan. Probably says you're not cool, but you're fucking cool.
I saw her do a kickflip.
That's better than a keg
off the
stand.
top of the house into the pool. I would like to shout out Short Paul. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't you mean Paul?
Short Paul. I would like to start out by shouting out my wife, like I always do every episode, for letting me come and hang out with you guys and play Imagination, because this truly is one of the highlights of my week every time. So I want to thank you guys as well. Shout out my junk drawer friends, my team, my group, my peeps. So shout out to you guys as well. I also don't have a whole hell of a lot to shout out this week. Shout out to Amazon.com for delivering presents in a timely fashion so that they can get mailed out when you don't want to order them right away. Procrastination. What? With that being said,
I was here the whole time.
Dice Daddy, whenever you're ready.
Great, Pat. Thank you.
You are so welcome.
So, last time we were all together, we had a massive battle with the incredible Hercules, where essentially Valdana, Thor / Donner, and Thok all went against Donner's cousin, Hercules. Using nothing but his fists, he was whittled down to barely a scrap, but he was able to defeat the rest of the party. However, the rest of the evening was very jovial. It was full of drink and food and carnal pleasures. But we had Alder wake up. And Alder taking the metal from his home, his family, and bringing it to a blacksmith, he made a dagger. And with this dagger, shaved his head down to a nice little buzz cut. That beautiful platinum blonde green hair poofed. And so we ended it together in the evening, very early hours of the morn, with the People's Court over the very incomparable Penelope.
Love that bitch.
As there were the Raven George.
Yeah.
Or Ringo, I'm sorry. The Raven Ringo bringing forth a message from Alder, which is essentially a threat. To which Hercules responded with, I might have to just judge over a murder trial now. And so we'll kind of take it from there. The air is a little bit tense as Ringo kind of closes his mouth and Hercules is kind of like, oh, that's interesting. Rex, do the thing. Do the thing that you do. And Rex just kind of helicopters. And he's like, hey, look at me. And he's like, you're so bad at de-escalating things. Once, 40 daggers out. They were all going to stab like this, bundle of orphans. Rex over here, helicopters stick.
Did it
He
work,
starts
though?
just clapping. I made you guys smile.
But the orphans, did they get stabbed?
Yeah, Rex just did that. Rex, stop.
No, keep going. See, that would have stopped me. That's why I'm curious. Guess I'm not a villain. See, guys, it's canon. I'm not a villain.
Are you saying that for like us or for them?
Well, I can tell Donner's mad at me, and I know Alder's mad at me, like, somewhere. So if I just keep putting it out into the universe that I'm not a villain, then, saying it over and over makes it true. I have a big penis.
Are you saying it for you, or are you saying it for us?
I'm saying it for anyone who's interested in listening, and for those who are not interested in listening. And, for forefathers before us and the shoulders of giants on
my
which we
God,
stand.
Dremel.
And what I'm saying is
gotta-
this country needs to bring it. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to
This
be a
man is
god, not a
unfit
politician.
to be a father for a chicken. That is not real. I'm just saying.
Whoa. That's not true at all. I'm a better dad than you'll ever be.
She's in my care, right? You realize that I've had her the whole time and she's fine, right?
Well, yeah, fine doesn't mean thriving.
I mean, we can always just use Alda as an example of, who fosters who to grow and who stomps on their tiny little elf friends. But, it's...
Oh, are
whatever.
you calling him tiny and diminionizing him? I don't think that's very fatherly of you.
Really quick, Rex, the person they're referring to is that very tiny elf boy with the green hair.
He's kind of an adult, but he's just small.
How old is he?
He's like 200 and something years old. He's been around for a minute.
Is that a minute? And Rex is like,
oh, sorry. He's been around for like 200 years, and he ages like us, except
what?
faster.
Faster.
Yeah.
Sorry, I did your accent there.
Yeah. It's fine.
Faster.
Yeah, and it's not how I said it, but yeah, I understand.
Park the cat.
Nope, we're getting further from. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's fine.
Yeah. Who's the father again?
I think I'm just gonna take Penelope and I'm just gonna go crash for the
You know
night.
what?
I think this is.
That seems fair. I mean, we can do this tomorrow.
Oh yeah, we've got a couple other things we need to hit tomorrow. We've got to go get a map from an old lady. I paid her for it, so it's just kind of one of those things I got to do.
You're gonna say goodbye though, right?
Oh, of course. Yeah, no, I'm not going to leave without saying goodbye. I'm going to knock real loud before I come in though, just so I don't have to.
Oh, because of the fucking.
Yeah, no, it's because of the fucking, yeah.
I mean, I usually don't fuck before breakfast.
Why do you wait?
Oh no, I don't wait. It's just more or less I like Bloody Marys, and you haven't lived, mate, until you've had yolk and tomato juice and vodka, just kind of running down that, and then having someone eat that.
Oh, so this is not a euphemism for a woman on her period?
Oh no, that's something else.
Do tell. And
Great
can I
detail,
watch it?
But,
Okay, on that note, I'm just going to I'm going to pick Penelope up, put her under my arm. I'm going to grab Ringo, put him on my shoulder, and just kind of walk off in a direction where I know rooms are, and kind of just put my sleeping bag area on the floor.
meanwhile, Valdana is just sitting at the table like this, seeing everything that has unfolded, and eventually sees that you are leaving, and she goes, I am not prepared for this anarchy, and gets up. As she also goes to see, there are several different rooms. Some of them smell pleasant, and
I would
some of
try
them.
to find one that smells pleasant.
So there are some that are a little ripe,
Yeah, I'm going to try and not get one of those.
and eventually you do find a room. I mean, everything here is decked out fairly nicely.
Mhm.
You could see that Hercules's main chamber is the nicest: gold trim, marble, ivory, silken sheets. Excuse me, but everything is like paler in comparison, but not to the extent of like you're looking at hay.
Oh, no,
beds
I'm
and
not
whatnot.
sleeping in a shack.
Fair enough. And after a few moments, Valdana eventually peeks her head in, and she goes, "This is the only room that doesn't smell like balls."
You are more than welcome to stay here with me if you'd like.
And she comes in and she goes, she looks at the bed, and then she looks at the floor, and she goes,
Yeah, I'm going to sleep on the floor.
Yeah, I figured there's a reason why you're on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, just because it smells not like balls doesn't mean there hasn't been balls everywhere.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Cousin,
Distant cousin.
how distant?
Uh, very. He's a god, so he's almost a god. He's a cousin.
But you're God.
He's not that distant. We're pretty close in blood relation. But
And she kind of sits in front of you, crisscross, and she goes, "Haven't really. I mean, we've heard about Hercules, but not to the extent of he's taking residency in Bisto, and he's the blood relative of Thor."
yeah, I kind of think they've got a tight lid on what leaves Bisto. And as you can tell, Herc isn't quite the guy that's gonna run his mouth about these kind of things. He's not the brightest. And that's a lot coming from me.
No, he's not bright, but it seems like he's happy. No.
Hey, you find what you want in life and you just kind of go after it. He wants to fight, and he wants to fight until he can't fight anymore, and this is kind of where he is. He can fight, he can fuck, he can drink, he can eat. It's all that Hercules has ever really wanted, other than godhood, but apparently he's putting that off for a little bit.
Can I be blunt with you?
I wouldn't expect anything else from you, Val.
What is it that you want?
Short term or long term?
And she kind of sits and she goes, "Why not both?"
Short term, I'd love my hammer. That would be great. And long term, I don't know if I've figured that out quite yet. I want to help Alder. I want to help Dremel, even if he's pissing me off right now. I want more than anything to reunite Thok with his makeshift family and get him on his boat. If anybody deserves to be happy, it's that guy. He's been drug her all around and brought through everybody's kind of shit. So I think him seeing his family and boyfriend, husband, fiance, I don't know what they are, but they're together. So see his partner, he should get to do that.
And she kind of looks and she goes, "Yeah, that's fair. Supposing we survive Valoria.
Mm-hmm.
What's next?"
I mean, that would depend on what we learn in Valoria. If there's something that pulls us in one direction, then we go that way. Who's to say Dremel even keeps up with us after, if we survive Valoria, that would mean that he's killed the man in Crimson. So who's to say he doesn't, park there and create a lifelong of memories and a fucking sport?
And she kind of looks and she goes, "So then it's just going to be the three of you." Yeah.
Maybe. I don't want to pretend that I speak for Dremel or even have an idea of what Dremel wants. I don't know if Dremel knows what Dremel wants. But I mean, if you're asking for an invitation to kind of tag along, you're more than welcome. You're basically a part of the team now.
And she smiles and you see her and she goes, "Well,
Val, what do you actually want to know?
I want to know, you mentioned your son. I heard Modi. on that, maybe get to your wife, your life before this. And gods are dying, and obviously it's very awkward that your brother speaks to me and I haven't heard from him in quite some time. My question is, honestly, what's next for you after this man in crimson red king fucking seeing your granddaughter, who happens to be the queen of an entire continent? Do you stay with her? Do you stop what's killing your people, and then after that, do you just? Sorry, I've just been thinking. That's all.
No, I'd be lying if I told you I wasn't thinking about the same thing. My wife, my son, they are, they're dead. At least that's what I would be led to believe from information I've been given.
And she kind of looks at you, and she kind of puts her hands out for you to kind of, and she goes, I don't know how much comfort I can give you. I haven't experienced something like that, but I can offer you an ear.
And I'll take one of her hands and I'll hold it in both of mine. I'll kind of like hide it. Look, when you're a god, you're more accustomed to seeing people die than damn near anyone else on this plane. You see people, civilizations, continents waste away in the blink of an eye. I was gone off this plane for longer than this entire group's been alive combined. And I've aged in human years, maybe a year, maybe. It's hard. But yes, my next step after Valoria, as long as there's nothing that I can do to help these other individuals accomplish their goals, would be to find out what's killing my family, my people, and maybe reclaim my throne. I've never envisioned myself being a king, at least not this young, but
You're gonna wait another 900 years?
I mean, I'm only in like my 30s, you know, I'm pretty early in that kind of range, so I haven't experienced a whole lot, and I was gone for 900 years, so...
Well, if you're 30, and
Yeah.
I'm 32, as someone you're elder,
Yeah.
it's okay to not know what the next step is. I'm here, and it's not as a conduit of your brother. I hope at this point you think of me as a friend, or something more than, or I don't know.
I treasure you, Val. I do. You know, I appreciate what you're trying to do. I have a lot of questions too. So, my main goal is to rest up here tonight. Hope that the ship is ready for tomorrow. Go pick up my map. And then get on our way and get towards Valoria, because the sooner we get there, the sooner I can talk to Anya, see if we can create an understanding with one another, and hopefully figure out a plan for the man in crimson. End this quicker than we hope.
And she kind of looks at you and she goes, well, if you ever need me to be here, even if it's to sleep next to someone friendly or next to, I've never had a husband. And you see her and her cheeks get a little flushed and she goes, I know that it can get lonely. And no, not offering anything like that. But if you need to put your arm for someone and it's been a while. Do you know what the best kind of spoon is?
What kind of spoon?
I'll tell you, Ladle. And she smiles and she goes, that was funny. Come on.
I would just say, Val, you're overthinking it. Relax.
And she kind of goes, we could lie next to each other if you want.
Yes, we can lie on the floor. It's fine.
And she goes, yeah, no. All right. I'm just gonna change. And
Okay.
yeah. I'll be back. And you see her and she awkwardly goes into a outside of the room with her bag over her shoulder. So during that, you're in the middle of this great big fucking room with, I'm gonna assume, Dremel hanging out, just talking to the very naked, oily people, as Hercules is just kind of sitting and drinking as he's studying this very tall Bloomin going back and forth as you're just kind of sitting there. And eventually, I would say 15 or so minutes pass of you just kind of eating, drinking, and through one of the walls, Manu just kind of with his hands in his pockets passes through one of the walls, which is jarring to the rest of the normal people, as he kind of sits next to you and he goes, there are a lot of naked people
Yeah.
around. Who's that stud? Fuck. And Hercules goes, that's Rex.
So do you
Do the
just use
thing.
any kind of oil?
Rex, do the thing. And Rex is like, he's like, Hercules played you for 30 minutes, so it's whatever you want.
And then we're just sitting there like, Hercules.
I heard it was someone's birthday. No, Manu has his hands in his pockets and he sits across from you, Thok. And he goes, this is new.
Yeah, is it though? I mean,
I haven't been here, so it's new to me.
oh, there you go. Well, welcome to new places.
New places.
Where'd
You
go
look
to?
a little fucked up.
I got a lot of fucked up. Where were you?
Man. You know, the first time in a long time since White Willow. No, before White Willow. I didn't have my mind there. No, White Willow. The first time in a long time I walked. I couldn't get
Yeah.
very far. Mind you, I couldn't get farther past the market district without appearing right back in front of the line there, but I studied. I watched.
And what'd you learn?
People are very complicated. Life. See, now you're acting like you're smarter than me, which I don't appreciate. That's sarcasm.
That is sarcasm, you're right.
I've noticed.
Oh, wow, that sounds like sarcasm to me.
And he smirks and he goes, it was interesting. It was just interesting to see the people in the stands. It was interesting to see, I don't know, everyone just kind of living.
So you didn't watch? You watched
sorry?
them and not the fight?
I've seen you fight.
Yeah, it's impressive.
I haven't seen it's
You haven't
Judging
seen
by
somebody
you.
staring at an arena.
judging by you. I haven't seen people who live and want to live for a very long time.
I got you. How does it make you feel?
I don't know. And he looks at you and he goes, I want to say empty, but I don't know if that's just me being able to pass through objects or it's a longing in the pit of my stomach.
Have
Or
you
the
tried
fact that my
eating?
body's running around saying that I was a disease or something that was purged.
But you're not a disease.
And he looks at you and he goes, Hotep is still out there.
I know. But there's only so much we can do at the moment. I mean, if I can get my ass kicked that fast, then how good am I against death? It's like you said, some people just want to live. You know, I've had 2 shots already, and I feel like this is my last chance. And I just want to live. Just enjoy it, as much of it. Even if it is me just getting my ass kicked by a god, a demigod, I don't know. But, you know, it's still, as much as it hurts, it makes you feel alive. You know, the cheers from the stands, you know, the, hey, maybe I can get myself out of this situation in the middle, in a pinch. Like, the danger, the excitement, that's what living's about. You know, it's just trying to experience everything in life in the little amount of time that we have for it, whether it's, you know, for us orcs, what, 60, 70 years, I think it's what we have at most, to elves who have hundreds of years. Everybody has a time limit. Just enjoy it while it lasts. You know, and I know that, you know, you might be able to walk through objects and walk through walls, but still have your mind, you still wouldn't be coherent of yourself if you were dead. Speaking from experience. So don't count yourself dead yet. I don't think you're dead. I don't think you're quite alive either, but I feel like we can figure something out. And if Hotep's the answer, then we'll.
And he looks at you and he goes, if I relay something important about me,
Cross that bridge when we get it.
do you promise not to use it against me?
Of course. Of course I'll use it against. No, I'm just messing with you.
It's fair.
No. No, I won't use it against you.
And he goes, you know what I miss? When I was a kid. Right. In the Crimson Desert and the sands. There was a cot. They had gourds, these roots that would grow in the desert. It's the only thing that seemed to survive. They were starchy and sweet and orange and pinks. And my sister would take them, cover them in cloth, let them get soft in the sand with the heat. And then we'd put ice cream on top of it. And we'd sit there and we'd eat. And it was like nothing else mattered. You know? And right now, walking around, seeing all these people living, what I wouldn't give for a fucking gourd with a dollop of ice cream on top of it, sliding down my throat, hitting my stomach, tasting that and thinking of home. You know?
Yeah. I know.
And he looks at you and he goes, maybe I'll teach you how to make it sometime.
Yeah. And who knows? Like, we still haven't figured out exactly what this is. And maybe you can possess me for like 10 minutes while you eat this ice cream gourd thing. And taste it again.
And he's smiling. And then something distracts him as he looks off and he's like, he's doing that slap thing again with his penis.
Good.
Thanks, guys. He has two
Copycat.
dicks.
Both thighs.
Both thighs, baby. His thighs are getting red.
From the hog.
He doesn't have to go that hard. I don't know why he's doing that. And Hercules is like, do it like you mean it.
So relaxing place.
Cock windmills, it's a great day.
It's gonna lull me to sleep. Just
It does make me excited to not be corporeal because I don't want to be in the splash zone. But I might be, but I don't want to be hit by anything.
where it'll just go through you. Ew, it'll be inside you. You
No,
know?
it'll pass through me. What? Be inside me?
I mean, at one point, if it passes through you, it's going through you, so it must go inside you at one point and
No,
exit
it
out of
can't
you
go
another way.
inside of me. And Bach and Manu are having this argument. Drem, what you doing? What you doing amongst all this thoughterry? Cease.
I'm just continuing to eat the food, drink the drink, look around, kind of observe. Whenever I see someone fucking, I watch for a little bit, try to absorb some of their stylistic choices,
Some of their strength.
But that's pretty much all I'm doing. I'm just sitting here waiting. I know that stuff's coming down the pike, and I'm along for the ride. But I'm also listening to Thok have his conversation with Manu.
Okay. So you watch this conversation. You see other people leaving. You see Donner and Valdana leave as this conversation with Thok starts, and Hercules is just. At some point, you just kind of see him, and he's just studying. He's almost like a kid with an ant farm. He's seeing how people interact, and there's a inclusiveness and an exclusiveness that you're kind of getting off of him as he's looking around, and he just seems content. As you're like, hell yeah, he's really giving it to her. Or him. It's just that. Other than that, is there anything that you boys would like to do for the rest of the night?
Before Valdana gets back, I would want to try and reach out to Helm or Heimdall
Mm-hmm.
and just let him know that we're in where we are. I know he can see everything, but just want to let him know where we are, that he's not far from my thoughts. And we would be, hopefully after Valoria, we're headed to Asgard.
Okay. And you kind of concentrate. Go ahead and roll a religion check.
Oh, that's terrible. That's a 5 plus back in D&D Beyond app. Don't
shit on the sponsors.
they're not a sponsor. 6. I got a 6.
Yes.
So with your 6, you feel that kind of familiar, warm feeling in your chest, but Helmdall
Helmdall.
does not appear before you. And before long, Valdano does return, and she's kind of in her common clothes. Before you saw her just covered in her armor, you see that there are several different bruises and cuts and scrapes from the different scraps that you guys took. As she brings a candle in and she kind of puts it at the end table, and she goes, "Yeah, so yeah, going to sleep and doing sleepy time stuff. I hope my sleep paralysis demon doesn't like it."
I think we'd be able to handle an imaginary demon. I mean, we have Manu, who's basically walking sleep paralysis and follows us around all the time. So I think we're pretty well versed in all things.
Yeah, no, that's true. And she walks across the room, and she kind of like your sleeping bags are like this, like feet to foot.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of crawls in, and she goes, "Yeah, so I'm gonna catch up with Jessica and see how she's doing and what the status on the boat is."
Great. I mean, the sooner we can leave for Valoria, the better.
Right. And she smiles and she goes, "Good night."
Good night.
And then tosses over.
One of the other things Donna's going to do is for an hour, he's going to lie there, kind of stare at the ceiling and focus on a point. But Olga gave him the necklace that would give him the way home.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to attune to it just for tonight, just for a few brief minutes, just to see that there is a pathway home, and which direction it would take him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to remove it or unattune to it.
Okay. When you attune to it and you kind of sit up and you place it in your hands for it to bring you home, it kind of spins, almost like a compass that's broken.
Well, that doesn't feel great. It feels a bit foreboding. Okay. Well, when that happens, he's going to unattune to it, and kind of try and like stuff it back in his bag and try and forget about it. But that's going to keep him up tonight for sure.
And as you're kind of up, you hear the soft snoring of Valdana. Thok, Drem, what you guys doing?
You can go first.
I'm not sure, because I mean, obviously, like after wounds are tended to, I take a bath, I chat with Manu. I guess, because where are we staying tonight? The Wandering Rose.
Yeah. I mean, you could stay at the Wandering Rose, you can stay at the Fuck Palace, you can stay at the Jovial Jester, which is where Alder currently is. You could stay at any one of these things.
I'm gonna, after like bathing and stuff, I'm gonna head back to the Rose.
Okay.
And just kind of like think about the meeting that I had with uh, the council, I guess.
Yeah.
And just kind of like go over that in my head, explain it all to Manu if he comes with me, and still try to like wrap my head around it to what we should potentially do coming up in the next few weeks, heading to where are we heading to?
Valoria.
Valoria. Thanks.
And Manu's with you as you're walking back to the Wandering Rose, and you're explaining everything. You're saying that you saw all the different avatars, and that there's an avatar of storms and of Helm and of all these different gods. However, there isn't a god or a avatar of Pelor. And he kind of looks at you and he goes, "Why? What do you think there hasn't been an avatar of Pelor?"
I don't know. I mean, I
I mean-
haven't.
He's all right. I mean, if anything, Lathander's a little that minor details.
Well, that's the thing. Like, we know that there's an avatar of Lathander because the kid's there. I mean, I'm assuming he's an avatar of Lathander. That's something I should probably ask Duke.
I mean,
Wonder if
he's
it's going.
He's going to be in Valoria, right?
True.
I mean,
Or I can just send him a message.
or you can also do that. I mean, whatever's going to be preferable for you, but there's got to be a reason, yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I don't want to like say anything, but it sounds like there's a slot available. Think about it, man.
It sounds like there's a slut available.
A slot.
I mean,
a
that
slot.
is also
Oh,
true.
a
There's
slot.
also-
A slot. Got it. Sorry.
A slot.
We just came out of that place. I thought you were like trying to like proposition me to go back or something.
No,
You said
you're
slut,
like
and then Rex just comes out, and he's like, "What?"
and he's
Hey,
like,
Rex.
no, you're the only Pelor mate person that I know that's alive. I had to go through a lot of you to get to you.
You hit.
Minor details. Regardless.
Wait. You had to go through a lot of me to get to me. What
Well,
do you
not
mean?
like you to get to you. That's in
Then-
the past. What's important is Pelor is what? Older god. You're like his main cheerleader.
I mean, I haven't really been a great cheerleader if you haven't noticed. I mean, I'm trying to get
So
back-
start being a fucking good cheerleader.
I'm trying. I was trying to the morning of until fucking what's his face decided to show up and fucking rip the sternum off my chest.
New day. Right?
Yeah. So maybe
You
I
gotta
should
be like god worthy. And we got a fucking god on the boat.
So what? Should I just be real goody two shoe-ish to the god on the boat? Like, fuck him.
No, I would ask the god on the boat how avatars are made, man. How
Oh,
people
yeah.
get those gifts.
That's smart.
Yeah.
You beat me to it. I was getting there.
What are you?
Yeah,
I'm in your head.
Eventually.
You know that,
He
right?
wasn't. He wasn't.
exactly. So like you're voicing what's in my head right now. So I'm like,
Oh my god.
see, I
Um,
would have just gotten there. You just got there like a step too quick.
You would have gotten there like in 2 days.
No,
Yes.
3 days.
maybe three. Maybe three. Okay, fine. I'm not gonna bother him right now, but
No, of course not bother him right now. He just went to bed.
yeah,
Just think
Oh,
about it.
I will. That's actually.
There's a slot. And you can fill that slot with your thought body.
I'm not filling no slut with my thought body.
I
Like,
didn't say slot. Slot.
Slot. Got it.
SLOT. Slot.
Sluts have slots.
Slot.
There's a position open.
There's a
Well, no,
position
actually, that's not
open.
any better.
No, it's not.
It's
Very
missionary.
sexual.
There's a
episode.
title open for Avatar of Pelor, and I can't think of a better candidate than Thok Morninglight.
I mean, I don't think I've ever met another candidate for it in this world.
It's literally you.
I'm typecast. Great.
I mean, there were, once again, minor details in the past. We're looking on the future now.
Don't think
Let's
I'm
find
forgetting
out what
this.
it takes to beat this Avatar, and then let me help you get there.
Okay.
All right.
Speaking of getting there, should
Yeah.
we try like that whole fire thing again? Obviously not on the rose, but
Yeah,
like,
it's probably not a good idea to do it on the.
once we arrive at Valoria or somewhere, because I'm still not trying to. I'm trying to figure out how we are doing that. And I'm assuming it's an ability you had.
Yeah, it was an ability I had. Yeah. I mean,
But-
unless you had purple flames coming out of your hands, and that wasn't me.
Mm-mm. That wasn't me.
Also, did you notice? Did you notice the Hotep, the body,
Okay.
pink,
Hold on. Pink
not
flames.
purple.
So maybe
Anything that heated or generated from my body, purple. I don't think he's following God, death as his God.
who's. It was what? Sorry, it was pink.
It's pink.
Who could that be associated with then?
I have
Do
no.
you think he's any god?
I don't know.
What if it's not
I'm
a
not an
god?
expert on other gods besides death.
What if it's like a fiend? Or like a patron, not exactly divine, but more, what, infernal?
I don't know.
I'll ask Pillar in the morning when I pray to him. See if he knows anything. If he reaches out.
Shit. If he knows anything, I mean,
We can also ask Donner first before we ask Pillar. There's a god on the ship.
there's a fucking god. Now we're on the same page, numbnuts.
I told you I would get there. Calm down.
He was a god several weeks ago.
Yeah, but he didn't know it.
And now, no. I'm talking about being at the Cave of Storms.
Oh.
He was a god.
Mm-hmm.
And just now,
Mm-hmm.
you came to the conclusion
Mm-hmm.
to ask him God questions about
Mhm.
your God.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I would go to bed if I could.
You
So
can.
I need you to.
Okay.
And he puts like his hand and it just goes through your head and he goes,
Don't move. Don't do that.
go to sleep. When we get to the ship, don't think anything. You're good at it. And drift off. I will wake you when the sun starts to rise.
Good night, Manu.
Good night. XO, dark morning white.
Don't forget to leave the nightlight on.
And he's like, I'm afraid. I got you.
Snowy.
I'm afraid.
I don't want ghosts haunting me in the middle of the night.
I'm afraid of a dog.
I'm 40.
And Manu's like, all these ghosts, and I still can't find a boo. All these ghosts.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
You.
Speaking of Alder, that fucking asshole.
Dremel. No.
Dremel, what you doing, brother?
Oh,
No,
puta.
Alder. Alder. in your I'm guessing you're not sleeping, you're meditating, you're doing your 4 hours.
Correct. But while doing so, you do still have the ability to dream. And one of the things that happens is uh, dreams are actually kind of mental exercises that have become reflexive through your years of practice. So he really just has this dream that kind of keeps running through his head that it's where he's kind of running through the forests at the kind of at the Adamantine summit, and he's running and just playing with a bunch of the forest animals that when he was a kid that he was always around, and he's just like running and they're chasing each other and chasing each other, having a good time. And kind of as he comes to the edge of the forest, there's an explosion, and then his father just kind of pushes him away, yelling at him to kind of get into the town, to stay away. They're working on, opening a new mine, and it's dangerous. This isn't a place for a child, and he shouldn't be shouldn't be out in nature. He should be inside studying and getting ready to, kind of learning more about the family craft and the work that they do. And it's just kind of like an image that he struggles with more and more each day, it seems like.
Okay. And as you kind of go out of your trance and your dream, I will need you to roll a
3d6
wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Oh, it feels good to get 106 HP back, I will say that. A wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom saving throw.
27.
27. So you are concentrating and you feel this kind of pull in the back of your head. You feel a sensor, as you will, as you feel as though you're almost being watched.
Is this something that I've ever felt before?
It is not.
Can I feel where it's coming from, or?
It's kind of a all over the skull feeling. Like there's someone right behind you, and the minute you turn, it's almost as if they're gone and they're behind the shoulder.
I'll be like, whatever's there, I don't know if I'm in a place where I want to be messed with right now.
And you still feel those eyes.
Can you just tell me who you are, or what you are, or what you want?
And it doesn't seem that there's any direct answer, as you still feel those eyes.
Does that mean that there's an indirect answer?
Nothing moves.
All right. Huh?
That lingering presence is still there.
And I'm just gonna do an Uncle Rico, where I'm just gonna jump up and turn around really fast.
You do, and there is nothing behind you, but immediately as you turn, it feels like there's someone there. It's a football.
All right then. You're quick. I get it. I see that now.
And
can you tell me? Oh, sorry.
No, please go ahead.
It's if you're gonna be here, do you have any advice on what I should be doing right now?
Go ahead and roll a Arcana check.
That's gonna go well.
It's gonna go
Natural 19.
natural 19. So the
There's
prodding.
no modifier, so.
Yikes. So the backgrounds, the feeling of someone behind you, you are familiar to an extent with this. You've only read about it. That you have identified that you are being scryed on.
Okay. Well, that means I'm not going to get any kind of answer. Well, there's only two people in my mind that I could think of that would be doing that. So, Mom, if that's you, I'm upset, but I still love you, and I'll see you soon. Dremel, if that's you, fuck off. And then I'm just going to walk out.
Okay. And for the next 10 minutes or so, you do feel that scrying follow upon you, but after the 10 minutes, it seems to fade and fizzle. Anything in particular you're doing for those 10 minutes?
At that point, I think I'm just going to kind of gather my things, go out into the town, and just kind of walk around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I can find myself like a nice tree on the outskirts of town or something like that, that I can go ahead and kind of go up under and keep reading my book from Ashiki to try and clear my mind.
So, as the evening kind of darkens, you find this very nice elm tree that you're able to kind of sit under, and you're able to thaumaturge. I'm guessing you have thaumaturgy. Is that fair?
Not currently, but I do have Druidcraft, which can kind of do some similar things.
So you do a bioluminescence kind of Druidcraft of these lights that kind of hang from the elm tree as you're able to read, and you kind of just sit and wait for sunrise as we will move slowly to Dram. What you doing?
Well, that's me.
Hell yeah.
So, as I'm watching all the people fucking in the fuck palace, I'm watching for a while, just throwing back drinks, eating whatever I can find, watching whatever I can watch to fuck. And
It's a lot. It's a lot of things.
It's
No
a
one
lot.
is shy here.
there's too much going on where I can't decide where to look. And through all the different distractions, Dremel hits this kind of central, oddly zen point where everything just becomes a wall of skin. And he when that happens, he kind of goes in on himself a little bit. And instead of looking at the external pleasures that he's been looking at for a while, he starts to look inward. And as he does that, he starts to feel that the place that he's in is not the place that he needs to be. So he stands up, finishes off his drink, and goes over to Hercules.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Hey, do you have like a recording scroll or like a magic ball for all of this?"
Like something you can listen to or watch later.
Yeah, watch would be preferred, but yes.
You really are a viewer, aren't you?
Yeah, if you cannot say with that attitude, I'd appreciate you not kink shaming
Okay.
me.
I'm not kink shaming. Have you seen me?
Yeah, you're hot
It's
as
just-
fuck. I mean, nothing.
Thank you. I appreciate that, and I wouldn't be I would be lying if I said I haven't slept with a cow person before. and
Oh my
it
god,
was
stop.
very
Thank you.
interesting.
As I touch his chest.
And it is very firm. And he's very warm.
Dremel
As you-
buckles about 10%.
And he goes, why are your knees buckling?
I'm tired.
So, just to clear up, we are looking for a way of to record all this so you can have it in your brain
Yes,
or
please.
to watch later?
Yes, please.
I mean, I can figure something out. It's just that's all you want to do is just. I mean, we have so much fucking shit here, man.
And as he says that, I kind of graze the side of his face and reach down to his chin and say, I've got some thinking to do. And then with my thumb, I graze his lips and say, maybe another time. And I start to walk away.
And he goes, I'll be here.
And Dremel hears that, and on the inside, he's like, fucking yes. But on the outside, he just keeps walking.
He's fucking cool. Cool as shit.
Yeah, I don't give a heck. Oops.
I don't give a freaking heck. So where are you going? Where are you sauntering off to away from Hercules?
So I walk away toward the rooms, and I look for a way. I assume when I walked in, I would have looked around the building to kind of, not around, but just like look at it to find a way to get onto the top of the roof.
Mm-hmm.
So I would take whatever path I had predetermined and get onto the top of the roof so I can kind of listen to the silent sounds of a night town that Bistow has.
Okay.
And I sit down in my normal meditative position, but this time I'm not looking in the same way that I normally do, but I'm looking to look even deeper. You know?
Okay.
If I'm like an onion, I'm looking multiple layers deep.
Multiple layers for the town or for yourself?
Oh, in myself.
In yourself.
So as I sit down, cross-legged, listening, hearing the rumbles of the vagabonds who are out in the town, listening to the that's coming from downstairs.
Yeah.
I slowly get into a space where I can feel that I'm inside my own headspace.
Okay.
And I enter in, and it's like a room. So it's like a huge. Think of a church without the stained glass, without the pews, but it's a large Gothic kind of space.
Okay.
And he walks in and he starts to look around, and he sees his thoughts, his actions, his past actions, his goals, the things that formed him in life, and he looks at all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And he analyzes them. He realizes that what he's been doing may not align with where he wants to be. So he takes a moment at each piece of art that represents him.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, is this who I want? Do I want to continue this pattern into the future? And as he's looking around, deciding, he sees Alder pop up, and he sees the face of Alder when he told him that he was talking to his dad. And he sees the face of Donner when he's pretty much said anything.
It's fair. It's fair.
He sees the face of Thok. He sees Val. He sees everyone he's talked to. And as all those faces fade away, they almost merge into just a large face of the Red King. And as he looks at the Red King, making eye contact with this visage that he's made up in his head, he wants to say something, but nothing comes to his mind. And at that moment, he feels a spirit, or he feels an energy on his right shoulder, and it whispers in to his ear, "Fight the dying of the light." And as that happens, the Red King, his eyes light up in flame, and his hair starts to lift up almost as if he's going Super Saiyan. And as that happens, he looks into his eyes. He points at him, says nothing, and just flips the bird. And in that moment, everything dissipates. The faces, the columns, what would have been stained glass, just poof. And he's back on top of the roof. just absorbing the night sounds. The occasional clink of metal, the pitter-patter of short people running around. Absidy.
Exclusively.
Absidy's here.
What a mattress is this?
And as all that happens, he sits on the roof, and he feels a sense of renewal, a sense of purpose, and a sense of drive. A reminder that his goal is to kill the Red King and to see the life drained from his eyes. And with that, he takes a deep breath and then just lays down on the roof.
The only thing I will add to that, because it was chef's kiss, you're covered in a very thin sheet of frost when you come from your meditative state. And when you breathe in and breathe out, you can see your breath. You're in a tropical climate. It's 98 degrees outside.
Nick Lachey hanging out in the forest.
Shut the fuck up. And as you breathe in and out, you just see the crystals and the water vapor and the humidity freeze. As you look down at it and you look at your hands, and you see your hands. You see the hands of a young man who you hadn't seen in quite some time before. You clench a few times. You see those old leather hands. And you think of the voice that spoke to you as you watch the stars. And you see very far off in the moon, almost like a halo, you see a very small, slow rotating comet, shooting star. And if this was the only opportune time to make a wish, you could. As the quiet night fills your ears. So, next evening, or morning, it's the morning. Do 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 do. So, Alder, you haven't slept the whole time. You've been reading your book. You have read about 2 chapters. You're starting to get into dining etiquette, and you're like, I'm gonna fucking beat the shit out of this. Like, if we have a fucking dining issue, I know where the salad fork is. I know where the steak fork is. I know where the soup spoon goes. I know where the cutting knife goes, because there's only one. And you've gotten fairly far in your etiquette book as the twin suns start to rise. Thok, you're kind of pushed awake with the heel of Manu as it kind of connects with your face, as he's able to kind of move you, and he's like, suns are coming. Pray, idiot, pray.
5 more minutes.
No!
Fine, shit.
We're trying to be an avatar.
Okay, fine, I'll pray.
And
Let's get down to
Dremel,
business.
you kind of open your eyes as the suns are coming up, and you see that the town is kind of a rustle and bustle. And you look down again, and you see those young hands again. And you kind of look out, bleary-eyed, and you see a very small child off into the distance that seems to have spotted you on top of the kind of the Colosseum, as you see a very small hand kind of go up as you wave back at it before you straighten back up and you put on that Dremel face, baby.
Shaka-ka.
It's time. Because apparently you're that guy. And Donner, you wake up on your side on this very cold floor as you...
But not sticky, right? It's
not sticky. It's not sticky. It doesn't smell like
It's a little sticky.
It's a little sticky. It's a little dischargey. I didn't say who's. As you hear the very soft snores of Valdana, as you're kind of like getting up, and you and Doc are the only ones who slept here.
Yeah.
And when you wake up, it sounds like the party is still going.
Oh my god.
They're still fucking. And there's still drink, and you still hear your cousin going, "No,
yeah.
dude, you're not doing the right, down. And then, anyway, I told Rex, yes, you can fit the whole thing in your mouth. And do you remember what he told me? And you just hear like this conversation. He said, and Hermes is like, I know, I was there. As you hear in the other room.
Donna kind of just sits up and he's like, I forgot what it was like to be like this. Okay. And he's going to get up. He's going to stretch.
And you hear the vertebrae prop.
Is going to kind of look over himself and just verify that, wounds are closed and he's kind of getting ready for the day. And then he's going to kind of go over and kneel down next to Valdonna. And he's just going to kind of move her hair out of her face. And he's going to go, Val, hey, Val.
And you see one eye kind of sleepily shoot open as she kind of looks and then looks over at you. Her dreads are kind of all over the place, and she looks up and she goes,
We need to get out of here before we catch a disease that neither of us want. Yeah, no, we don't want it, I promise. It's something you need a knife to get rid of. Just gotta just,
There's a knife.
I'm sorry, what?
There's a knife.
Oh, I didn't get that time either.
Fuck. I'm up.
Okay, great.
And you see her head, and she starts getting up with her body, but her head is just staying on the ground. So she's kind of in this weird ostrich head in the ground position.
Oh, that's a great start. You're doing wonderful. Yeah, you're doing so good.
Superb.
I'm gonna get dressed, and then I have to go find Mia. If you'd like to accompany me in that journey, I would hurry up.
You hurry up.
I'm gonna hurry up.
It's good.
Uh-huh.
And you see her shoulders become more slack.
Donna just kind of walks out of the room and starts getting dressed.
Okay. Donner, as you're kind of coming out, Thok, I'm going to guess, adorned in your armor, shield out, as Manu is standing next to you, and Donner, you kind of come out, and you just see more fucking, and it seems like Hercules is still eating and drinking, and he's like, morning! Yeah, so anyway, Rex, he could fit the whole thing in his mouth, which was interesting because 3?
Fuck,
Hum wallet?
Go wallet.
Prison wallet?
You look quite dapper, if I do say so myself.
Thanks.
I really appreciate a good armor. It's just it looks good on you, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. I mean, it was a gift from a god, right?
I mean, you got to know we don't give out gifts frequently.
Keep going.
So,
ask him questions.
It doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Go forward,
that wasn't
go
a gift. That was just kind of like,
No,
hey,
it's a gift.
here you
It's
go.
a gift. It's a gift. Ask him.
No, it's a gift. So, I mean, ask him what? To give me a gift?
Who are you? I don't have a gift to give you at the moment.
No. Actually, the best gift actually would be information, knowledge. I have a couple questions for you.
Oh, okay.
Just,
I can I get?
can you go pee first? Yeah, that's fine. If you
I mean,
go
I need
pee
to do
first.
that. I gotta
Yes,
get
please.
dressed. I've got to, just kind of get ready for the. What are your questions, Doc? What can I help you?
I mean, you can go get you can get ready.
No, it's fine.
I don't
Val's
wanna,
kind of, she's kind of not awake yet, so this is fine.
Sure.
Yeah, no.
You wanna
What kind of
At least
questions?
get breakfast.
I mean, we can have breakfast afterwards. If you don't want to talk.
No. Yeah.
Dremel, wherever the fuck he is in here. You know, Lord knows that fucker likes to watch, so
You're not wrong.
he loves
But
a good
anyways,
watch.
so with everything being said, all your memories about being the god and everything have come back, right?
For the most
For
part,
the
yeah.
most part. What curiosity, what exactly is an avatar? Like, I know that they have a strong connection to gods, and obviously I know some that are in, I don't know what you would call it, a council, a pantheon, I don't know.
Yeah, this is about that council that you did with what's her face,
Mm-hmm.
Dremel's
Creed.
girlfriend, or yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the way I would describe an avatar would be essentially they are the voice for this god on that plane, and they are imbued with more power, more responsibility, because they are the mouthpiece for the god to the people.
Okay.
You have to represent that god in all the ways that you normally would, and then some. You then have to like hold council and weigh in that way. And I believe your friend is an avatar of Helm, yeah.
Correct.
Right.
Duke is.
Yeah, so I'm excited to meet that guy because I know Helm and he's fucking weirdo. So anyway,
So,
go ahead.
so to be an avatar, then, would you have to have like a direct line to the god so that you are able to speak for said god?
I wouldn't say you need a direct line, but that god will definitely make one. They would be able to they would need to be able to kind of guide you and give you information and let you know where their word and their will need be spread. So they would seek out a direct line of communication, maybe more with you than say if we're using Pelor as an example, more than another follower of Pelor, you would speak to him more frequently, I guess, than another individual would.
Okay. So how does one become of god? Or not? No, sorry, I'm not Dremel.
I mean, that's a
How does someone become an avatar? Like, for example, like I've noticed that there wasn't an avatar for Pelor. What does that mean? Like, is Pelor? Because I'm assuming he would have one.
I mean, so just for the sake of clarity, I haven't been around for a long time, so I don't know if he's ever had an avatar. I can't remember when I was around way back if he had an avatar at that point, but um, I mean, ultimately that's up to the god. They would dictate when they needed an avatar, whether they needed to just to bestow more power, more information onto an individual, and it would be someone who is following the letter of the law, I guess I should say. You would most likely pick a follower that is doing everything he can to uphold your ideals.
Okay, and you see like Thok will like kind of like look away for a second and kind of like look down.
That's not to say that there isn't something to be said for redemption. You know, obviously, in knowing a little bit of your history, Pelor tends to favor you. It's not to say he wouldn't make you an avatar. I just think you need to start maybe on your path of redemption, if that makes any sense.
No, yeah, totally, 100%, totally
Make
makes sense.
amends, break bread,
Yeah,
don't miss the sunrise that's happening right now, right there.
yeah, like I already prayed.
Oh, great.
Yeah, Manu woke me up. It was very annoying. put on my
Yeah,
face and everything. Him being corporeal is not as fun.
I could see that. That would make sense. Do you have any other questions or comments, concerns?
I did have another question. I'm trying to remember what it was. Also, me as Carlos and trying to remember what it was.
Before maybe I can just interject real quick while you're kind of thinking. Would you be able to send a message to Arclight today and just kind of find out what happened to him and where he's at, or do you have the ability to like see him or spy on him or something like that?
I know for sure I can send him a message. Stand by. Do I have scrying prepared?
It's the beginning of the day. You can have scrying prepared.
Okay, I have scrying
NPR.
prepared.
Oh, great.
Yes.
If we could like just kind of, I would just like to know what he's up to and just make sure he's okay. You know, it's been a while, so I think maybe checking in on him and maybe Vindrin would be a good idea. It's been a while.
Yeah, I could do that. Was Arc
Never mind,
like
I'm not there. So
an avatar for you?
I'm sorry, what?
Was Arc like one of your avatars? Like, I don't know. Did you have one?
No, I don't. I didn't know. I didn't even know I was a god then. I didn't remember.
True.
No, he was just. We bonded, and I'm just worried about him. It's been a little bit, and I just want to make sure he's all right.
All right.
So, no, I don't. I've never had an avatar. I mean, maybe if I become king, but that would be hopefully not too far. Hopefully a far way down the road. Not one to maybe we'll see. Anyway, yeah. So Arclight, scrying, Vindrin, it'll be great. I love it.
Right. Yeah, I'll scry an Arclight for you.
Yeah. I figure once we get back to the Rose, hopefully it's ready, and we can kind of start making some moves.
Yeah, I just have to run into town real quick, and then I'll be.
Oh, me too. I will. I will see you if you think of that message or that other question. You can just let me know. I will shoot you a response.
Will do. What the hell was it? And you just see like Flock walk away, like tapping his brain, being like, "What the fuck was the second question?"
Oh my god, I had to pee so bad. And Donna kind of runs off into the bathroom and then starts getting dressed.
And Manu has been quiet this whole time with his hands in his pockets, being very animated as far as like his face, but not making comments, obviously.
Gotcha.
As he goes, if I didn't know any better, I'd say he's hitting on you. Maybe it's the environment. And with that, you're A-okay. Alder, what you doing?
at this point, I for the most part, I think I still have some of those like fancier berries that I got from in different fruits that I got from the gentleman throughout town. So I'll probably just be using some of those as kind of like a breakfast and kind of walking around town looking for anything interesting, anything that might catch my eye that I don't know. Looks like it could be fun while I wait for word from Thok to head on out, because right now I'm kind of just enjoying having. This is really the first time since prison that I've kind of been on my own a little bit, so I'm kind of just enjoying clearing my head and being aside from the group.
Okay. So, as you're kind of going about, looking about your new look above you, it's been quite some time, if ever, that you have the feel of air hitting your head and your scalp, and it's a pleasant feeling as you're kind of going about. You're seeing the different shops, you're seeing the different varieties of birds, animals, fruits, foliage that are, as these carts are slowly starting to kind of come out, and you're starting to hear the hustle and bustle of more modern civilization, kind of when you used to in the Jade Abyss, when you would trek out to town for supplies, and you're kind of brought back to that homey feeling of a small little enclave as that kind of morning air and dew hits you. As you do that, Dremel, 10 minutes pass and you're able to recenter yourself as you're on the top of this massive fucking coliseum. As you kind of see people are starting to kind of come out, you hear stirring from under you. You can assume that people are starting to rise and shine, baby.
Do I happen to see my Calcio team anywhere?
You would have to actively look for your Calcio team.
Oh, I'd be actively looking for them from the rooftop. What? Also, what time in the morning is it?
It's fairly early. I would say around 6.
Okay, so I don't expect them to be out, but if they are, I'd be very impressed.
Go ahead and roll that investigation check for me.
10.
You look around and you don't recognize any of the blurbs and blobs from your high point on the Coliseum.
Those don't seem like my blurbs and blobs. Guess I'll go inside. And Dremel crawls in through the window that he entered the roof from. And then slowly makes the way downstairs. And while he's going downstairs, does he see more fucking?
He definitely smells, hears, and then eventually sees mo fucking.
All right. So does he also smell more food?
Yes, there is a constant, barrage of food. Now it's gone from roasts and turkeys and vegetables and starches to eggs and leaner meats and essentially breakfast food. So Hercules has been awake, drinking, talking, and fucking and eating to breakfast.
All right, then as Dremel walks downstairs or into the room that he was in, whatever it was, he kind of stretches, gets a lay of the land, and does he see anything of note while he does that?
I would say as you kind of come in, you see Donner and Thok talking as Thok is like, and Donner quickly goes off to the side as Thok starts going outward, which is Donner having to pee real bad.
Real bad.
You're bad.
Well, then Dremel, seeing that, will walk toward Hercules and kind of walk up behind him, massage his shoulders a little bit, and be like...
And it's like fucking massaging just rock that's under skin. Like, he is just muscle on muscle, and he's just fucking eating flapjacks.
Man, I've never felt leather-coated granite before.
My skin is softer than leather.
Yeah, but I don't know what else. Velvet, whatever. Shut the fuck up. Did you get the scroll? Yeah, the scroll of the fucking people.
You don't know how to live in the now, man. There's fucking everywhere. Rex. And Rex is like half awake. And he's just... Someone is doing...
His dick looks exhausted.
No, it's still there. Like, it's still going.
There's
and
a lot of
on the end
Viagra.
of it, but he's not, there. He's like, yeah, he's a little tuckered out. He's sweeping.
Yeah, I don't want to live in the moment where he looks sad to be having sex.
He's tired. He's not sad. Rex, are you sad? And he's like... Hey.
Yeah, he looks like a Slurms McKenzie, so I'm going to live in the world where that scroll has the peak fucking and the peak happy. Or I'll just be back tonight.
Listen, Mike. I can make you a scroll of fucking. I didn't do it, mostly because I was drinking, eating, and fucking myself.
Oh my god. You've always been such a piece of shit. All right.
This is the second day of knowing each other.
Yeah, and both days you've been a piece of shit. Sorry, picking up your accent. Man, both days you've been a piece of shit.
Not my accent.
It's someone's accent.
Whose accent is it?
I don't know. I just woke
Don't you
up.
have a match to go to?
Fuck. And I look at the watch that's not on my hand. Shit, I do soon.
What are you looking at?
My wrist. That's how I tell
Do
time.
you want Rex or Flapjacks?
Yes, both.
Why are we yelling?
I want Flapjacks on his ass.
Rex, you heard the man.
But only with your consent, Rex. Because
Rex, are you
consent
up
is
for
sexy.
it? And Rex is like, yeah, fucking party, dude.
All right, cool. So we can talk normal volume again. So
yeah, no, he's gonna be like face down, ass up,
yeah, that's what I want.
with Flapjacks on his ass.
Yeah, I know. I heard you the first time. I was very excited.
No, you should. I mean, if you want to stick around and like blow off the magic thing, we're having eggs Benedict.
Hey, it sounds like we finally found something to bond about, and I like that.
Breakfast food.
Breakfast
Breakfast
food, yeah.
food and Rex's tight ass.
Tight fucking ass.
Look at that.
Man.
You can bounce a fucking copper off of that.
Does
mate.
he do 1,000 squats a day?
Rex, how many squats a day do you do? And he's like, hell yeah.
Too many to count. I get that.
Too many. You know, I used to do that.
Man, when I was a young one. Anyway, whatever. Okay,
Yeah,
so no
same.
scroll. So I'm a little mad at you, but also, goddamn, you're so hot. If you can just make a scroll of you fucking Rex, that'd be awesome. If you can
want
add
me
some
to-
ladies in there too, I like the full spectrum, you know?
So, I mean, I can try to find something for like eye stuff.
Eye
But
stuff.
I mean, it's gonna be a lot easier for you to have like sound stuff, and then you can like imagine. You can imagine yourself there.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you have to do a podcast, that's fine, because my mind's eye is, like, real big.
What's
I
a
got, like,
podcast?
2010 vision. What?
I'm sorry.
It's where you broadcast the pod that comes from your dick.
No,
Yes.
that's. I'm sorry. Just because I don't understand your accent, are you saying pud? A
No,
podcast?
no, I'm saying pod. Like,
'Cause
it's like a
pud
little
is like the
pod that
dick
comes
and-
from your cum.
It's like the dick and balls, and it's just like together. And it's like, and mate, it's like what is it, Rex? What are the things that you like to cut in half, and then you put on my member, and then you grapefruit. It's like a grapefruit, but it's like dick and balls.
You know what? I may have heard the word wrong. It might be Pudcast. So if you
It's
can make
definitely a podcast.
if you can make a podcast of you, Rex, and whoever
I
wants to
just
participate.
fucking like podcasts for it. Rex, get the podcast equipment.
Man, can I
Rex is
invest in
like-
your podcast?
Yeah, certainly. Do you want to sponsor our podcast?
I would love to sponsor your podcast. I'm an entrepreneurial investor, and I pull out a gold out of my
Yeah.
satchel. I say, here you
Where
go.
did Apathy come from? Where?
Yeah,
why-
right.
Dremel is also a businessman.
Where can I post this podcast?
Well, we got an interest pin board. I forget. And also,
Go
I-
on. This
It's-
seems very persuasive and good old-fashioned podcast.
oh yeah,
This seems
it's
very persuasive and very. What do you have any literature?
oh my god,
like
yes I
things
do.
like-
And I walk
Like
over.
tricks of the trade.
I walk over to where my my bag was from the night before, and I pull out a couple, about 10 pamphlets, all titled "The Secret." And I walk up to Hercules and I say, "Here you go. This has everything that I've ever thought, never wondered, never wanted. My dick inside." And I hand it to him.
And he's like, "Your dick's inside there." Rex, come here. You're gonna
my
read
God.
stuff to me.
No, my
Alright.
dick's not inside it. It's just a list of things
Lumen.
that I want my duck
Lumen,
inside.
look at my eyes. Look at my face. Look at me.
Hello.
Your dick's gonna be inside this podcast.
And now Dremel has a podcast. If you can just say the God in training of Dremel.
God in training. Dremel. I mean, it's not going to look good me being like a demigod saying God in training. Dremel, sponsored by.
It's not my fault that I have more money than you.
What if we do like a PBS thing and we say, thanks to PUD viewers like you?
As long as you can say Dremel as the next god that's going to come up, you know, through the ranks, then I'm fine.
Through the
with that.
ranks.
You know,
who
I'll-
are you above?
I want you to. I'm above
Go on.
Rex, and that might be
Oh,
it.
Rex a fucking sex god.
Oh, he's a sex
Look at him.
god, but he's
Look at
not.
him. His fucking pelvic muscles aren't quitting. Look at him. He's jackhammering.
Yeah, I see. I see that he's got the cum gutters, and I'm working on
And
those.
Rex is like, oh, he's just crying because he's tired. Rex.
Look, Rex, just play along. All right, what I'm saying is
Fucking
every
go
time you
through
do
the
it,
cramps.
listen, dude, every time you do a podcast, just say my name, give me some followers, and more money's going to come your way. That's all I'm saying.
What do you say?
Yeah.
For me fucking.
Currency. Yeah, I'll give you currency for you to continue to put your dick inside of various holes. I don't care what kind as long as it's recorded.
You have me various holes.
That was the last thing I said.
I know.
Good
More
thing-
flapjacks. As Dremel and Hercules are going to eat flapjacks and talk about their podcast.
We finally bonded.
We finally bonded over fucking. And people wanting to watch people fuck. So, Donner, as you go back to go pee, did Donner really have to pee, or he was just trying to get away from the
He had to pee.
Okay, so you're kind of like
it was
looking.
the morning, so you know. Yeah.
You're doing like the pee-pee dance.
Yeah, he was kind of squeezing it there for a minute.
You're doing the pee-pee shuffle, if you will. And eventually you do find a trough, because Hercules is definitely doesn't have like stalls. It's a trough that he can piss in.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And it's definitely full of discharge and pee. And you're like, ha!
And Donna kind of just looks at the ceiling, and he's like,
And
"This
it's
is
just-
the grossest place I've ever been."
And it's just carvings of Hercules like flexing and fucking.
This is
And Rex is also there with like shades, and he's like,
it's the most disgusting.
and Hermes
place
is just cross-armed, just looking disapprovingly.
I've ever been. Oh fuck, Hermes. So Donna shakes off, and then he throws on his armor, and because he's gonna keep the half plate from that he found, the rusty shitty half plate he
go
found.
for
He's
it.
like, whatever. So he throws that on, and he runs downstairs to see if Hermes, because he'd remembered he had heard his voice earlier in the morning, to see if he was still kind of bopping around.
So, as you're kind of going down and you pass Valdana's room, Valdana is completely doffed in armor. Her shield and her sword are on her back, and her head is completely just on the door.
Are you okay?
I'm so tired.
Why? Did you not sleep?
And you see her, and she looks at you, and her eyes are bloodshot. It's the crack of dawn,
Yeah.
and I got choked.
I remember. I don't remember because I was unconscious, but
And not like the fun way of being choked.
no, I asked you that question, so
And you've seen his muscles,
yeah, no, yeah.
and you've seen his face.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would have been like 110% game for it if
You could tell him now.
it was the right circumstance. And it wasn't like really early in the morning. I'm so tired.
Okay, well, let's get you back to the Rose, and you can sleep there. Let's go.
And so you kind of go, and Hercules is eating flapjacks, talking to Drummel about his podcast. As Hermes is, you're making like wet noises. As Hermes is kind of in the corner, looking, writing, looking at his nails, watching. Very uninterested.
And I'll walk up to him. How long has this been going on for?
What day is it?
The next one.
So last time you saw him.
Cool. Perfect. See, Dremel is now talking to him about something. I don't know what it is.
It's stupid.
Okay. Perfect. Love that.
Oh, he's pantomiming.
Oh, perfect.
Oh,
No, that's-
does he have
yep.
daggers? Is he getting covered in blood?
Shower, raining.
I don't.
Vomit. I don't.
And the blood doesn't taste good, but then it tastes good. This audition is wrong. Hermes is like, it's stupid. I don't understand what's happening.
Okay. Whatever. Quick question. I know Thok is upstairs. We've got Valdana here. She is kind of awake. Did we win a prize for finishing in second in the tournament? Or...
Oh. Yeah. You didn't win the belt,
No, and that's fine.
and you didn't win the full purse.
You know, it's a bummer, but we'll somehow
I
be
mean-
okay.
10K platinum. What are you gonna do?
Oh.
let me see. Second place. And you see him, and he goes through like this. It's kind of made of Muslim papyrus, so it's just very archaic scrolls. As he's kind of going through, and he's like, 50,000 gold
for three of us, right? We just split that 3 ways. Oh, that seems just right.
You know, I mean, we've been here for so long. Money doesn't kind of like seem like a thing.
I mean, if you wanted to give us more, I wouldn't say no.
I mean,
I gotta get to Valoria, and we gotta repair the boat. Like,
what? You don't have enough money to repair the boat?
I haven't been home in a while.
Yeah, we know. You haven't been home in a while, mate.
I'm not in charge of the money to repair the boat, but
who's in charge of the money to repair the boat?
Jessica Cree. Are you familiar with Cree? You know her. Wandering
Cree.
Rose.
Hold on. It's in here. Does she have horns, black and white hair, green eyes, and is a devil person?
And Donna kind of turns and looks at Val.
No,
that's not her.
My uncle does though.
Her uncle does though. So same family.
Oh, and you ruined her boat?
I didn't ruin a boat. A giant undead whale ruined a boat.
Whoa. What?
Homies, can we do a West Wing walk and talk? Would you mind that horribly? I've got to meet Mia. She's the map maker. I need a map.
I'm more than happy to do a West Wing walk and talk.
Oh, perfect. Dremel, Herc, and Donna kind of goes over and embraces Hercules and like lets him know.
Grabs your forearm. And he goes, "You're leaving now?"
Oh yeah, I've got places to be and stuff.
And
so
he kind of gets up and he goes, "Podcast later." 1 second. Family stuff. You wouldn't. I mean, I'm not a blue. And he looks over and he goes, "Thor,
Herc,
it's really nice to see you. And there's a lot of things."
I won't have sex with you. We are related.
No. A lot of things have changed. A lot of things have happened while you've been gone. And you said that you're starting to remember things, but there are things that are still blacked out.
Yeah.
And obviously there's a gap of time between when you left and when you came back.
Right.
And he kind of looks at you and he looks very, very uncomfortable, which is something that you don't see Hercules in any respect. And he goes, "Sometimes that gap between like checking out and checking in, that time in between, maybe sometimes you don't want to know everything, yeah."
When I know, I know. Hercules, I appreciate it. But I'm not one for a draw, and I'm not one for knowingly being kept in the dark. Unfortunately, that's my father's doing.
Buzzkill.
Yeah. Well, if there was one thing that he was motivated to get more information and let everyone know he had it. If I can at least just be the getting the information part. I don't want to be ignorant, Hercules. I know there's things that happened. I know that I'm probably not going to like a lot of them, but if I don't find out now, who's to say I ever find out? Apparently, you can just fall into a wormhole and just disappear for 900 years, so... Yeah.
And a lot happens in 900 years.
I'll see you again. At this table or a bigger one?
Where are you going again?
And I'll turn and look at Dremel. We're on our way to Valoria. I'm going to go talk to Queen Anya and see if I can get my hammer back.
She has your hammer.
She does. She's blood, so
Huh.
like a little bit of blood. It's not all the blood, it's just kind of some of
Right.
it.
She's the great cousin.
Yeah.
Be careful around the hammer. It was. Things had to change when you left. From what I remember, I don't know if it's changed, but it went from he who's worthy to he whose blood. So, if I wanted to, I could lift it up. You were gone. And no one seemed worthy, and your father had to make a compromise.
Okay. Well, it's good to know. Maybe we can get that adjusted.
I mean, you find the man on the moon, yeah?
That's a goal of mine as well. So, and Donna's going to reach into his bag, and he's going to grab the compass. He was kind of messing with. He's going to put it in Hercules' hand. This is for you.
Yeah.
If you attune to it, it'll show you your way home. Don't forget where your home is, Herc. It's not here.
And he looks at you, and he embraces you, and you feel that firm grasp, and he goes, Valoria,
Valoria,
to fight.
to fight.
All right. And you see him, and he goes, "You be And he goes back into all tongue, and he goes, "You be safe, yeah." Eh?
As safe as I can be.
Don't do anything stupid.
I don't know how to do anything any other way. I stood in front of Hercules with an axe. It's not my finest moment.
And he smirks, and he goes, "Don't do anything I would do."
I'm gonna only do things you would do. Ooh. Except for this stuff. Like, no, not not any of that.
And he goes, "Well," and he smirks, and he goes, "Well, Magar was like your lady, eh? And we all mourn in different ways."
Hopefully you don't mourn for me for another couple thousand centuries.
No, I hope not. I hope you come back.
Yeah, we'll have to throw down, you and I, once I get back to it.
Yeah. I got to see if I can break the hammer.
We'll find out. And I'll embrace him one more time. And I turn to walk away, look at Dremel. Don't be late. Cree might like your bits, but she probably would leave without you. So.
Oh, she's the redhead.
Oh, yeah, she's the redhead. But don't we have a tournament to fight first? What's that?
I said, what if I took her place?
Oh, shit. No, I can. I feel like I feel emotional feelings, not just penis feelings.
I don't know what that is.
It's like, imagine, you know, like you have a heart?
Yeah.
And you know how you have a penis?
Well, my heart is my penis. I can feel it, bro.
No, you think that. But
okay,
like
it's great that you guys are having this conversation. I've got to go. Yes, you have a fight. After your fight, get back to the rose as quick as you can.
All right, can do. Perfect. All right, so you got a heart, and that's up in your rib
Don't know
cage.
what that.
And you got a penis down in your pelvis. Fade off.
And you got a
He grabbed Valdana too.
you
She's
got a
not
heart in your penis. Start talking about penises.
Dicks,
talk
dicks,
about
dicks,
penises.
dicks.
Because it looked like you talked about so you grab Valdana and she fucking books it with you half awake. And she kind of goes, were they talking about penises?
They were talking about all kinds of things that I just don't want to know anymore. I needed to get out of there. Hermes.
And Hermes is kind of around as you kind of leave. And obviously, when he started hearing the fucking pee-pee talk, he left.
So you said 50,000 gold, right?
50,000 gold.
That is great. Is there any way you could just throw us a couple more? Come on.
What do you leave?
We're blood.
We're blood. You're going to play the blood card.
I mean, I've been gone for 900 years. I think I'm allowed to play the blood card.
You're allowed to play the blood card. However, you and I, not blood,
Ish.
I may be your uncle's best friend.
I mean, we're
And I had to
basically
look
blood.
over that fuckface.
I mean, we're basically blood.
He's literally a fuckface.
Yeah.
I've seen people fuck his face.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
No, I totally
You
get
can't
that.
unscrub that.
I know. I've been there. I've done it. I've been a young.
I
kid.
know.
Yeah. So I
Can
get
you,
it.
Can you imagine babysitting you, your brother, your other brother, and that fucking guy?
No, I can't. That sounds horrible.
It's awful.
Yeah. No, it
Yeah.
seems terrible.
Up here.
Yeah. Bad. So where are we at with this Hermes? Come on.
All right. Do you have an account?
An account.
Seems like you don't have an account.
I
Okay.
don't.
And he looks over at Valdana, who is starting to wake up, and she's like, "The Wandering Rose has an account."
The Wandering Rose has an account.
And she's kind of patting herself, and he goes, "Right. So, let me see what I can scrape up. Dreadlock lady
Valdana is that's Val. Is her name.
Valdana. If you could please, at some point before you leave, please give me the information for your account so I may wire you the funds of your purse." And she's like, "I'm getting a purse?"
No, it's we got second in the tournament, so we're getting money.
Right. Fuck, right? All right. I will get you the account number from my cousin, and she will get it to you, or I'll get it to you.
That was verbal confirmation. That's all I'm going to take. I have to go see Mia and get this one not awake standing here. So I'm going to just... But I appreciate you, and I will see you soon. Probably, maybe.
Well, then he looks at you and he goes, "I hope so."
It's been a long time. We have a lot to catch up on.
You have no fucking idea.
I believe that. And I just kind of grab Val and head towards Mia to pick up my map.
Okay. And as you kind of go, Val immediately perks up and she goes, "So, Mia, yeah?"
Mia, yeah, we're going to get the map. And why are you really awake all of a sudden? This is strange.
Oh, no, I was faking the whole time.
Oh, nice. High five.
I mean, honestly, do you want me to partake in dealing with that whole thing?
Probably not. But, you know, everybody's got their own thing. Dremel seems like he would thrive there. So,
No, he's zeroing in on whatever it is, like fluids and viscera and
yeah,
discharge.
no, I was there. I know. I get it. It's, yeah. So, Mia, we're going to get the map. I'll have an idea of kind of where everything is. What are the Ultra Sisters actually going to give us our purse? She's not going to keep it for undead whale damages.
And she looks and she goes, "Yeah, that's fair. I'm gonna get that account." So see if we can fund a little bit more of the boat. Get your map. I'm gonna go see if I can get the account.
Great. And Donna kind of heads over to Mia. Already paid for that junk. So
Yeah. So I am personally gonna send you on Facebook Messenger the map you get.
sweet.
Cool. So the map you get it's archaic in nature in the fact that it is mostly charcoal and scroll. It's not anything to kind of look at, or it's not something super extravagant. Motherfucker. Give me a moment, please.
Sure.
So the map is of, like I said, scroll, charcoal, and it gives you the eastern kind of seaboard, the eastern area per se. You get from this image, you get Valoria, you get Flamingo Bay, you get Chesix, you get Falsera, which you would be very familiar with Falsera because that is where you picked up the triplets.
Got it.
You also see the Frost Irons to the north and very, very tiny all the way to the south. Mia kind of points at you and she goes, "This is what you're looking for." And she kind of traces a pathway and she goes, This is Spearway. It connects to Flamingo Bay. It goes all the way up to Valoria. Took me a bit, but found it. Also, and she kind of makes a half circle around Chesix and she goes, "This is the Violet Stretch. Be very wary of this." If you're going to Chesix, of course.
The Violet Stretch. Got it.
Yes. And she kind of smiles at you and she goes, "I mean, things will be off, of course, but hopefully this is to your liking."
No, this is perfect. This is wonderful. You've done me a great service. I greatly appreciate it.
And she kind of smiles and she goes, "Well, I've certainly done my best."
May Thor's storm be in your corner.
And she kind of smirks. And she haven't heard Thor in a while.
Yeah, nobody has. I'm trying to bring it back.
You're bringing it back? Oh, you're a hipster.
Yeah, I just kind of find old deities that I like and just kind of latch myself onto him. Thor is what I'm doing. I've actually got some of the fishermen down there. They're going to start praying to Thor, and
Wow.
maybe you are too now that I've inspired you.
Well, may Thor's blessing and hammer watch over you.
That is probably what I should have said.
As you kind of roll up this map and you put it in the back.
Thank you again. And he's going to kind of just make his way to the rose. He's like, "Blessing and hammer. That was right there. It was right on the nose." What the fuck?
Fucking literally there in front of my fucking
So
face.
stupid.
Meanwhile, elsewhere, Alder,
See,
you have had which I like
He's
to
become
think,
bilingual.
I like to think Elvish is just Spanish. mama.
what you looking at, fool?
Hola, mi amigo.
I love you. Te amo. What have you been doing for the past few hours as the suns have been coming up? You've been exploring. You've been looking. You have your shiny new dagger in your midst. As you do see the Colosseum kind of wakes up. And you can assume that the rest of your friends are kind of getting together as you're looking around and you're smelling different spices and different kind of trade of the port.
Oh, obviously, I'll continue kind of looking around, and once I kind of notice that the Colosseum comes to life, I will want to go ahead and see myself over there to see if obviously see if Dremel is going to be fighting, because I know he does have a bout still.
Mhm.
And if he does, I'll try and watch from about as far away as I possibly can.
Okay. So you kind of come up to the Colosseum. People are coming forward for the magic, the sorcerer show. Dremel, eventually you are ushered and you get your components ready and your muster ready as Hermes comes out to the crowd, a very small crowd. It's very early in the morning, I will say, around 7 o'clock by the time you get there, and everything's set. And Hermes kind of goes to the other side, like the locker room, and kind of comes back and he looks over and he goes, "He's not here.
Who's not here?
Yartel is not here. He is quite familiar with the friends you keep." And you see him and he's like kind of like smile whispering. He sees the friends you keep and he has decided to give you a 2,000 gold purse to not do anything.
And then Randy's just in the crowd, and he's like, "Yeah, Yartel's a bitch."
Randy cannot hear. He does not have super hearing, but he's like, "I hear fuckery. I changed my pants too, brother. I'm ready to shit in these new britches. I'm ready to get these britches and then just unload.
Just wanted to make sure
Unload
Randy
on
wasn't
these
forgotten.
britches like it's going out of style."
So he's
I'm telling you. I'm just kidding.
So I know what Randy's saying, but Yatel's nowhere around, and he's just gonna give me 2K gold to just fuck off.
Yes.
Do I get the title as the winner?
You do not get the title because there is a disqualification and a forfeit. The title is still intact, but you're getting 1,000 gold more than you would have gotten if you gotten runner-up.
Then I will continue to fight.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Great. Let me go find him if
good.
he's still here.
He better be, or he's disqualified.
Yes, and he remains the champion. That's
Yeah.
how disqualification works.
I don't want that now, do I?
And get 1,000 gold for being runner-up.
But I could be 1,000 gold richer and the champion.
Incorrect.
If I win, I get 1,000 gold and I'm the champion.
You
Correct.
get 2,000 gold for not being the champion.
Right, but I'd like to get 1,000 gold and be the champion. That would be pretty dope.
If you say so. And Hermes goes, "Thank you for all your patience. It seems that Yartal is one for the theatrics. Please all remain in your seats and the show will start very, very, very," and looks over at you, Drummond, "very, very shortly." As he kind of waves his arm in the air. As Alder, you're kind of watching this whole fucking thing kind of unfolds in the middle of the ring. As Thok, at this point, you have left the fuck palace. And you have gotten to the Wandering Rose, and you see that there are still repairs being made, but it has gone on through the night, and it seems that there has been, I wouldn't say like a militia, but definitely a small kind of set of people setting everything up. As you get there, and Brock is there, he's helping with lumber and whatnot, and you are back on the Wandering Rose.
What time is it?
Around 7 a.m.
Because 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay. Before going back to the Rose, I would have gone to Eufax's, the vendor that I commissioned the diamond dust and the diamond for,
Mm-hmm.
and then pick that up.
So he is able to provide. The diamond he gives you is not as large as you're accustomed to, but it's more concentrated. And he's able to provide you with the dust. And he goes, "Well, I was able to shave down the diamond, and from that dust I was able to collect for you."
Well, thank you. And then I'll exchange, because I remember I took something from him. And
You took
I think it was an emerald.
yes.
It's like a big ass emerald or something.
that's what it is. Yeah, so I'll exchange the emerald back. I'll keep my word.
And he takes it from you and he goes, "Thank you."
No,
very much."
thank you. And I'll be going now,
Great.
and I'll walk away.
And Manu's like, "Smooth,
What?
smooth,
I mean,
smooth."
I'm not smooth. Leave me alone. Okay, bye.
I know. As the two of you kind of get back to the ship, are you doing anything particularly on the ship as you wait for the rest of your comrades?
I would probably, if Creed is not busy, I would probably go to her.
I mean, you can go to her quarters,
I'll knock on the door.
and you do so, and you hear a bit rustling and whatnot, and eventually you see kind of this bushel of hair, and she kind of peers out and she goes, "Yes."
Hey, sorry that I wake you.
"No, I was up, darling. Do you mind turning around?"
Of course. I turn around.
And as you do, a few moments pass as a few gentlemen leave the room, back turned to you. As she goes, "All right, come on in." And she goes, "Manu?" And he goes, "Captain." "Fuck. 3?
I just like look at him like, shh.
There is someone that you would fucking love.
His name is Rex.
No, his name is Hercules and Rex. They come as a package deal.
Oh, there's a package, all right.
So Creed kind of stretches, and you see her, and she sits behind her captain's chair, and he goes, "What is it?"
So, curiosity, how did your father, uncle, father,
Who are you
become
talking about?
the avatar?
Of
Or soon? No.
my father.
Yes.
Yes.
How did that happen? If you don't mind me asking.
You see her, and she goes, "Fuck." He's told the story a billion times, a million times. What's more than a billion? A trillion? What's more than a trillion? Quadrillion?
I don't think such a number exists, but yeah.
And Manu's like, "Yes, there definitely is a number that exists." And she goes, "My father was a kind of lightning rod for selfishness, carnal pleasures. And one particular evening, he was very high up on the ranking of the Rose Knights, and he decided to kind of throw away the creed of the Rose Knights, which is to always admire but never attain, always worship soon. He was built more of the flesh, and he lost everything, all of his connections soon. And when paladins lose their connection to their god, there is a period of repentance, and he said that he meditated in the great deserts of Chesix for 3 days, 4 days. He always exaggerates. However, soon did come back to him, and he was able to build himself back up as a Rose Knight, and then further, and soon chose him as the avatar of Soon. Usually, the avatar of Soon is the lady of Soon, which is kind of like an ambassador. Any kind of peace treaty, declaration, anything between two conflicting areas. This is the main bitch. This is the main lady. And mostly that eventually from that position, according to my father, he became the rightful avatar of So simply.
So essentially, he lost his way, and then he found it again, more so than before.
Yes,
And then,
definitely. I mean, you can ask Brock. Brock actually spent time with him. He was 12, by the way. He was like a little shit. He was like a squire for my father.
okay. Alrighty. When do you think the ship will go back to sea?
Well, I haven't really checked on the progress. And you see her, and she puts her coat on. She's wearing nothing, by the way, before she puts the coat on, and she puts on her boots. So she's just kind of covered up in a coat, boots, and a hat. And she's like, "You didn't manage to see the outside of the boat, did you?"
I mean, I did whenever I was walking back onto the boat.
And how did it look?
How did it look?
Great.
DM.
And she kind of follows you out.
No, DM. Well, how did it look? I don't know.
Oh, how did it look? It looked like it would be done with that manpower sometime in midday.
Well, it's coming quite along. It's almost done. Probably a few more hours. Maybe we could set sail no later than in the evening.
Is everyone back on the ship?
No.
Make sure people you care about are back on the ship, because once I'm ready to go, I'm fucking leaving. And if your friends aren't here, I'm not going to Valoria. I have my own shit I gotta do.
Got it. We'll let them know.
Perfect. And Thok, before you go, this, what you may or may not have seen, that's between us now. Yeah?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Perfect.
I tilt my head, Captain.
Captain.
I'll walk out.
As you walk out, it takes a bit. Donner, with Valdana in tow, you're able to get back to the Wandering Rose. And you do see Thok kind of out there surveying the reconstruction of the boat.
I mean, this looks pretty good. Are we later soon? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, let's just a few more hours potentially, and then we should be good to go.
Donna's going to turn and look at Val. Do you want to get some actual sleep?
And she goes, "No, I slept like a baby."
Oh, cool. That's great. Then is there anything we can do to assist or help, or can we get money? Is that a thing? How much did Hermes end up scrounging?
Getting the accounts. I mean, if you want to stay here and make sure that your friends are here, that's always a possibility.
I can definitely try and do that. I just have no way of communicating with them because I used my Raven friend last night. Well, it says I can have him for 12 hours. I would assume that I kind of opened him up and sent him to Alder at like 10 or 11. So I guess I would have a couple hours left before he was starring again. So I would kind of just turn and look at Ringo, and I would say, Ringo, go find Alder. Let him know that me, Thok, and Valdana, or... Hold on. Alder, we're back on the boat. It's going to be leaving around midday, or finished around midday today. Get back on the boat as soon as you can. And then I'm going to send Ringo off.
And see him go off. So, as you kind of put everything together, Dremel, you're still kind of out in the middle, and Hermes kind of comes out, goes, "Thank you, everyone, for staying here. I can't find him."
It sounds like he's the one who's forfeiting then.
Once again, it is a disqualification. You have to best in the battle to get the belt. And you see him, and he's like, waving at the very small crowd of people.
Fantastic, fantastic. So you're saying that if I wait here to fight, nothing happens, and if I don't wait here to fight, I get $2,000. Is that correct?
That is very correct.
So that means, regardless, the only decision I can make is to forfeit. Is that right?
Unless you can find him.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I definitely cannot find him. Then I guess if I can get that in writing, I will take the $2,000 forfeit.
And you see him, and he takes out a very small purse. I'm sure you'll find all of that to your liking.
Oh, fantastic! Give me the money.
Keep smiling. He has put it in your hands.
Okay, I'm a very happy man. I will relinquish this fight because he's a little pussy.
You can keep saying that. He's not here.
It's okay. I'm saying it to you so you know that I would.
I already know. I
Yeah.
can find him.
I would have wiped the floor with him. I guarantee it.
Sure. And he goes, he says to the crowd, I apologize. It seems our champion has fallen ill, but our great runner-up, our succeeding champion, Dremel, the magnificent, the mighty, what other fucking title?
Big brain mountain boy.
Big Brain Mountain Mighty Dremel.
The biggest brain on the fucking mountain. Look at his dumb, stupid fucking brain.
Oh, it's
so big.
so fucking big.
It's big. He is your runner-up. And I do hope the next time when Yartel is feeling more well, that Drummer will be here to reclaim that belt. And everyone's like, yeah. And
I
Randy's like,
guarantee I will be.
shit. Oh, fuck. I heard it on a podcast. He coming back. It said it was sponsored by that blue guy, and then it was just fucking for like a lot.
That's right. I know what I like.
You know what? Have you ever heard like mud in a boot? It sounded like that.
I can only get so hard. Thank you so much, random citizen.
And Randy's like, it's just me. I listen to the podcast.
Thank you, Randy. I will consider you a follower. Thank you so
101
much.
and 7.3, the Pud.
Don't be silly. We have our own website.
101 7.3, the Pud.
The Pud.
Alder, what are you doing during this interaction?
I'm just kind of intrigued as to what's kind of gone on, because obviously I'm far enough away that I can't really hear what they had been saying or what's going on. I just hear that Yartel's nowhere to be found and that he's Dremel's just the runner-up now. So I'm just like, interesting, because I'm kind of curious as to why that would happen, but I'm not getting any closer in order to find out. So I guess I'm gonna go back into town. And I haven't gotten the message from Ringo yet, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to head back into town and try and see if I can go back by some of the magic stands that I saw in the past walking around. And see if there's maybe a mage for hire.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a investigation check.
Yep. I'm not ready for that.
That's
An 11.
11. It takes you a little bit, and quite some time, but you eventually see behind kind of like a stand, giant kind of crystal wall. You see a young woman with like a turban on, but it's like kind of slanted, and she's just kind of sitting there, and you see her, and she's like walking by. She's like, tarot reading. See future. Guess the bull under the hat.
All right. And I guess I'll just kind of walk up and be like,
Don't tell me. You come from a very far away lands, one of green and of pointy ears and animals.
Wow.
Don't tell me.
And you are many years old than you normally would appear. You moisturize very well, but don't actually, because you are forever young.
Quite
Don't wait.
with you.
And you are male, I think. You're very pretty.
Do you really want
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No.
Forever.
All right. Well,
What
astute
can
observations.
I do for you?
Wait.
Don't tell me.
Please.
Oh, your future.
Nope.
Of secrets untold.
No, it's actually not what I
What
need.
you had for breakfast 2 weeks ago.
Huh?
Pine cones.
Thin cones. And she kind of puts her arms in and she goes, sorry, the visions, they come to me. I'm like a slave. I'm a slave to the vision.
I was gonna say, be careful throwing that word around. I think I think that's the best.
Oh
word
no,
possible.
I'm a slave. And you see her and she puts her her collar down and you see a branding. I mean X.
Oh, gotcha. Wow. Okay. Could I possibly hire you for you doing a spell for me?
It depends on the spell.
I'd like for you to scry on my mother.
Scry on your mother.
Donna feels an annoyance. There's way in the distance. She's gonna call lightning to that area.
There's just like a vein that just kind of pops up.
Murder.
Kill, smite.
You're not my dad.
I can do so. For 500 golds, but you must give me every detail you know about your mother. Well, if it works, there are no refunds.
No thanks. And he walks away.
She goes, you'll be back. They all come back.
I'm actually traveling, so no, I won't. Good day.
That's what they all say.
Where am I heading?
I don't know where you're heading on a ship,
Great.
cruising
to where?
through the skies.
Nope. Through the
Never
water,
mind.
actually.
Is he gone?
No, I'm right here.
Fuck.
Cruising through the skies of the water. Yes.
Okay, I'm very serious. My powers are quite great. I can find your mother. I need details about her. Scrying is not an easy task. If I know a little bit about her, it becomes a little bit easier for me, a little bit more difficult for her. And
No, I know
right
that.
here.
I've done research on it. I understand it. I can't afford it. That's what my issue is. So you also did a really bad job of telling my future and stuff like that. So I'm a little bit kind of weary of spending the coin, even if I had it. So
Well, unfortunately, I'm not going to spend the coin to tell your future to look into the crystal.
no, you're fine. Thank you.
Okay. She's the big bad. She's not the big bad.
I'm a killer.
Killer.
She's a witch. Burner.
She sucks. I saw
Does
what
she
she
weigh-
did.
She weigh more than a duck. Well, we got a burner at the stake.
She
I
different
heard what
than
you
us.
said, bitch. So Alder, as you're kind of wandering through the crowd, Drem, what you doing, bro?
Well, I've accepted the bribe. Correct.
Correct. You have 2,000 golds in your
Then
possession.
I'm a very rich man now. So I walk
Which is
off,
fine.
soaking in the adulations of all the crowd members. And then I just walk into the batting cages, stage area. I don't know what to call it.
Locker
The dugout.
rooms?
Dugout. That's the word I'm looking for. The
Playing
dugout.
baseball?
Yeah.
You're for the magic stuff?
I mean, the game, it's over, right?
Yeah, there's no one else here, man.
Yeah, so I walk into the dugout.
Okay,
magic
what are you
dugout.
doing in the dugout?
I'm like,
Gosh,
And then
he's
it-
never played sports.
and then I get a field goal on the hockey team.
And I eat a whole fistful of sunflower seeds, and I spit them on the ground.
Tuh, And then
Y'all
I
got
take some
turkey legs in here?
steroids, and I'm part of the Bash Brothers. I know how it works.
I'm Jose Canseco.
And I'm Mark. So I walk into the like the hangout area, the green room.
Yeah, you walk into the hangout, and it's fairly empty, and by fairly empty, I mean it's empty.
And as soon as I walk in there, the facade of like yeah, what's up? All right, I'm so happy about this decision just fades from my face, and it's just anger and annoyance and like, why the fuck did I get to prove myself? And then that's the face that I hold until I see the next person I see.
Okay. So eventually, as you move your way out, you're back into kind of the stands, the public area, and you go back to like, yeah, I did good. I did it. I didn't hurt my friend for nothing.
This isn't blood money for me.
This isn't blood money. I ain't Judas. As you kind of go through the crowd in the marketplace, you see the different vendors. You see our new sorcerer for hire friend. Just a lot of different things. Are you looking for anything in particular, or you're going back to the ship?
First, I would like to see if I see my team anywhere.
Go ahead and roll investigation.
All right. That is 17.
17. So you see a good chunk of them littered around the town. Some of them are drunk. Some of them are sleeping in alleyways. And some are not there. It's a good team.
What is up, Dramalians? That's what I like to see. Want to see you relaxing. I want to see you drunk, loose. But then as soon as I say, you get very disciplined. Right? That's how this works. And I slap the sleeping one.
And you see him, and he's like, poopy trim.
Yeah, that's right. And I grab him by the chin. And I say, yeah, that's right, poopy trim. So you're going to be in Valoria in DM 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, right?
Yeah, how are you going to get there?
You're going to figure it out because you're a strong, independent man.
And you kind of mush his face back over. He's like, I'm a strong man.
That's right. You're in charge now. And I look at him trying to remember what his name is.
I'm a boy detective.
Boy detective?
He just says,
Yeah.
I'm a boy detective.
All right, you're in charge now, boy detective. Your name now for me is Gargamel.
Gargamel.
Yeah, you're Gargamel. I don't care what your previous name is. Your name on the team is
My name was
Gargamel. I
Gargamel.
didn't understand a word you said. So you're Gargamel now. You're going to get the entire team to come to Valoria in 2 weeks, or I will come back and slit your throat and fuck the hole.
To hold like a minor or everyone else?
Yes, no, I will slit your throat, and I will stick my dick inside the hole and thrust until I come inside the throat.
No,
Your
I
vocal
don't
cords will be
want
covered with my
that.
cum, and you'll never be able to talk again. So if you don't show up, just expect that to happen, Gargamel.
I don't want that.
That's why you're going to show up in 2 weeks with the entire team. And I pull a little bit of his hair out.
Ow, I'm a boy detective now.
Yeah, that's right. This is how I'm going to find you. If you don't follow through on what I told you to do, you got that?
Yes.
I know you do, Gargamel. Now, what's your real name?
It's Frederick.
Shut the fuck up. It's Gargamel.
It's Gargamel.
That's right, it's Gargamel. So you show up in Valoria in 2 weeks and you find me, or I will come back, take this knife out of here, and I take the +1 knife out of my satchel. I will take this knife. You see this knife?
Yes.
That's right, you do. I will take it and I will bring it down to your throat. Cut it. oh so nicely. And I will take my dick out, my very large penis. We rolled for it, and I will fuck the hole.
Oh, my dad.
That's right. I will fuck the hole until I come, and then your entire esophagus and vocal cords will be covered in my semen. And you know what?
Be alive?
Yeah, you might be. But if you do, you're going to talk like me, and I don't think you want that. So I think it's best that you follow my directions and find me in Valoria in 2 weeks. You hear me, son?
I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, you will see me in 2 weeks, Gargamel. What's your real name?
Frederick.
No. Fucking... What's your real name?
Gargamel.
That's right, it's Gargamel. All right, I'll see you in 2 weeks. All right, let's go. Go team!
Hey, good team. And Gargamel. All right, so where the fuck are you two going? Are you guys going back to the ship? Poor Gargamel.
I know, I feel bad for him, honestly.
Don't feel bad. He's an NPC.
You'll never see him.
He doesn't have a.
I will see him in 2 weeks where I will slit his throat and fuck the hole.
Apparently.
Yeah, he's not
So-
coming.
So yeah,
I will be, though.
Someone's got to be
In his
right?
neck.
Oh no. So I will say, as your guys are kind of leaving together around the same area, Dremel, go ahead and roll a perception check.
13.
Okay. You don't notice anything in particular as you get back onto the ship. You do see that there is, you could possibly assume, some kind of friar or monk or short-haired pervert going onto the ship. And you're like, hell yeah. Meanwhile, Alder, as you are ahead of Dremel, you get back onto the ship and you see that Donner and Thok are helping with the repairs. And as they kind of turn around, they don't notice you at first with your dramatic new look, as eventually I will assume the smarter of the two, which is like so good. Donner's
So
like,
they'll figure me out in a week. Or...
yeah, they're like, who's
Oh,
the
man,
new fella?
I'm gonna miss Alder so much.
Oh
I
my
can't believe
God.
we left him.
Balder, you're gonna love Alder. I have so many stories. Donner is the first to you're kind of the first to notice that Alder is there, but he doesn't look like Alder. He doesn't have his long flowing mane. He has this short, almost military buzz cut, as this is the first time you've seen him since the fight, since before he passed out.
What? You did what I did, but you did it. What?
So do I get my own? Can I get my own room now, so that way I don't have to bunk with you guys? Or
What?
it's posters everywhere that we go of people searching for us. I can't disguise myself the way that any of you guys can.
I
So?
can't disguise myself. Thought we
Yeah,
were
but the
in
other
that
two can.
together. You know, we were kind of chums in that way. Well, you look great. You look. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I mean, I'm okay. Still kind of want to put my fist through Dremel's throat, and not in a kinky way. But aside from that, I'm all right.
Recovered well. Kind of bounced
No.
back. You got your
No.
head in the right spot, or
Not without questions. A couple things I'm confused by, but those are things that I need to work out on my own. I appreciate your respect on that, but yeah, no. Aside from kind of just wanting to beat Dremel senseless a little bit, I'm fantastic.
I mean, who are we all? Fuck, it's Alder.
Fuck, you're kind of like holding like lumber, and you kind of turn around and you're like, Alder doesn't have short hair.
Yeah, sure.
And then it takes
Hi.
you a minute, and then you're like, oh fuck, that is Alder.
Oh, I look at my new. I'm like, what happened to his hair?
I don't know. It looks like he had a 2007 meltdown.
Brittany.
I like look and I'm like, I
Leave her
love
alone.
it. It looks
Brittany Batch.
great.
Don't
And,
lie.
Yeah, it's Brittany. It's Brittany, bitch.
And I start doing what I'm doing, like fixing the wood or whatnot.
You're like, like whistling really bad.
Sing the wood. Look at this. It's wood that's being.
It's one of those like it's like yeah, it looks great, and I turn around and I'm like,
Ooh,
oh.
wee. And Manu's like, oh my god, does he know his hair looks dumb?
Hair grows. Shh.
Does it?
Yeah.
I don't know how elf hair works. It could be like a
So,
million years.
Older.
I mean, he's an elf.
Yeah.
He'll live that long.
Sad.
What kind of... Who among us hasn't wanted to punch Dremel in the face, first of all? So we are kindred spirits in that way. Secondly, what happened? We've only gotten Dremel's side of the story, which can only be construed as like a quarter to 32% of the story.
Wow. I pull out my book from Ashiki. I'm like, 7% room for error. It's got a section on math.
It does, and it has a ruler in the back and a schedule for all your classes. It's a composition notebook.
It's new math.
So I've been trying to clear everything out of my mind. At first, he asked me to throw the fight so that he could kind of prove that he's, a god, or trying to be a god, trying to assert, his show of strength. But obviously he tried to do that by, rather than using an actual show of strength, by instead trying to just have me give up, which I was not a fan of. I did not like that idea at all. But when I said no, he mentioned that he has been talking to my father, which I don't know how, don't know why, don't even know if he's telling the truth or not, but I got my own shit to work out there. That is between me and him. Dremel has no business being involved in it. He has got no right being involved in it. And I'm going to make sure that he knows that he is not welcome in my personal family business.
Okay. That's all very fair. Just gonna throw this out there. If you see it and you want to catch it and just hold on to it, know that Dremel likes to get under your skin, and not just you. I think it's like just a Dremel thing where he's like, I'm gonna make this person love me by annoying them so much. Eventually, they'll develop Stockholm syndrome, and then they'll love me. So, maybe don't kill him. I don't want to deal with another magic fight on the boat. It probably wouldn't be great, and Creed would be so mad at us, and
I'm not going to kill him.
just be careful.
No, there's not going to be any killing, no murder, nothing like that. I am just frustrated. He overstepped boundaries. I understand how he likes to get under people's skin and make them love him through some kind of weird, fucked up, backwards thing that he's trying.
I don't know if it's like top of the mountain. It's not backwards. It's up. Yeah.
Wherever it's from.
Yeah.
I'm not fond of it. I'm not keen to it. My ask is stay out of my business unless I ask for your involvement in that business. As of right now, I'm still not even sure what I want to do with the information that I got from Zunu. I'm not sure if I want to go and confront my father, confront my mother on why the fuck no one told me that I have more family. I don't know what my next steps are. I don't know what I want to do. And as you can see, I had a little bit of a breakdown, and I'm still trying to figure all of that out. But the only thing that I do know is that it's for me to figure out. And when I know, and if I need help, the first group that I'll ask. But right now, that means I need big fucker staying out of it.
Okay. Well, if you would like someone to accompany you in that discussion, I will gladly stand by your side. But other than that, I'll let you tend to your wounds and your business as you see fit.
I appreciate that. Thank you for checking up on me.
Of course. And Donna's just pat him on the shoulder. You're one tough fucker out there.
I mean, if I wasn't limited in capacity, I would have absolutely destroyed him. We all know that.
And Donna's going to leave his hand on Alder's shoulder. You're real tough, Alder. You're tougher than we probably give you credit for.
And then Alder's going to kind of show a side that he never really showed Donna before, and he's just going to be like, touch her on the hand and be like, I know. And he's going to walk away.
With that confidence, Drummel, you go up the ramp and you're like, yeah, no, chicken parmesan, write that down. It's chicken, and then it's parmesan, and it's like put in an oven. It's delicious.
Parmesan.
No, you go up the ramp as you see that bald monk kind of go away, as it seems he was speaking with Donner, as you reconvene on the boat.
Well, that was a quick fight.
Yeah, he didn't show up.
Maybe hanging out with the cousin of Hercules, and Hercules probably was a deterrent.
Maybe. And next time I won't do that because I want to kick his ass. I'm tired of him retaining that title when clearly it belongs to me.
We have been on this island for 2 days.
And I'm clearly stronger than him, and he's the champion. So I'm very tired of it.
Okay.
He's smaller than me. I'm taller. Therefore, I am stronger.
And Donna's going to kind of cock his head to the side and walk up to Dremel, and he's going to look at him. And he's going to go, so, what you're saying is because you're bigger than me, you're stronger than me.
Emotionally? Yeah. Everything else, we'll see.
Leave it up to chance, I guess, right? Let's see. Let's do some tests of strength.
We can call them that.
Oh, great. I look forward to it.
Ha-ha! And then I grab him by the shoulders and lift him up. Like, I'm so excited. I drop him back down.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a strength check on that one, bud.
All right, one sec. Strength 22.
17.
So you're able to kind of budge him and catch him off guard.
We're not so different, you and I.
We'll see, Dremel.
You heard what I said. And I walk off.
And as he walks off, Donna calls after him and says, we are very different, Dremel.
I'm sure you think we are.
So,
I just said that.
As you go, I just said that. Dremel, as you are moving, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Saving?
What?
saving.
That's a 23.
Okay. So with the 23, you kind of feel your body tense. Okay. Give me 1 second.
I can only tense for so long.
Keep tensing.
Don't poop yourself.
I'm gonna go Super Saiyan, guys.
But with poop.
With poopy.
Ha. Seriously, how long do I have to tense for?
I'm sorry. You're fine.
No, I'm still going.
Keep tensing. Keep.
All right.
I mean, Bruce Lee did tense therapy like that. So you feel your body kind of tense. And then you're able to kind of loosen up. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
$22.
You are familiar with this spell. You have used this spell in the past. This was a failed attempt at a hold person spell.
Do I have an idea of who cast it? If I look around, do I see any magic users that I'm aware of?
You can use an investigation check.
Okay. That would be 17.
With the 17, you do not see someone in immediate sight. As you kind of shake the feeling off as Creed kind of passes by and she kind of brushes against your shoulder as she moves forward. She kind of runs her hand against your shoulder, noticing you're there as you're kind of shaken up by the hold person. As she looks forward and she goes, well, it looks like my ship is almost done and we have a few hours. Well, boys, get your affairs in order. We set sail. As she gets to the helm, as we will end it with that. Unless there's anything else we would like to do.
I mean, where in the ship would Dremel be where he got held?
I would say it's kind of in the passageway. Like
Okay.
he's still on the deck, but still.
So he would know that I'm a magic user and I'm there.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not saying
think-
I did it, but
Retroactively, I would have scryed on Arclight.
no, I would have waited till we were at sea to ask you to do it.
Oh, okay, then never mind.
I was gonna say, do you want to scry an Arclight now? Because I have Arclight ready.
No, I would have waited till we got out.
Okay.
Then disregard.
We've already got it. We've already canned it. You know, it's the end of the episode, so
You're right.
the slate
Can.
closed.
I'm gonna buy one of those things.
Okay.
Well, with that, guys, thank you so much for watching another episode of Dungeons and Dragons and Junk Drawer. We appreciate you listening to the word penis more times tonight than I think it's been said.
Penis.
Penis.
Or come in
And-
your neck.
And yes.
Or come in your neck. More times than it's ever been said in anything we've ever done. So, thank you for hanging out with us. We will be back next week with an all-new episode. So please come back, hang out with us as we set sail for Valoria. But before we leave you tonight, Josh Delgado, would you like to read some names in the chat?
Wow, that's
Chitty
me.
chat?
I sure would. Okay. So
Chitty
big
chitty bang bang
old,
chat.
big old chitty chitty bang bang chat. Thank you to Atten, Commander Root, Devil in 07, Electrical Longboard, Gandalf the Babe, Ice Wizards, and Miss Lenity. And also, a thank you to viewers like you.
Ice Wizards, your name is badass.
It's pretty dope.
It's a
Make
dope.
my
It's a
heart
dope
go
name.
Skittles colors.
And you can find next week our first episode of the Pudcast,
Oh my god.
Hercules' Pudcast, where
It's just Josh making that noise. for
it's an intro
47
of
minutes.
Hercules. and then,
47
yes,
minutes.
47 minutes of that.
And then we have a debate at the end on whether horny goat weed is effective or not.
It's not.
With that, we will see you all back here next week, guys. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Wear a fucking mask. We'll see you next time.
Ahaha. Bye, everyone.
Bye.